Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. Just want to start checking out the comments. Hello, Sukija ji. Welcome. I want to put the topic of the day. It's a little, just like last week, it's going to be a little difficult. Okay, I hope you're all doing well in the lockdown. Sanika ji, hi, welcome. Okay, guys, here is the topic of the day. It's a strange question, but I really want to know, how are you doing today? I am, my emotions are frustration, anger, um sometimes deep sadness. That is how I'm feeling. Team SSR, hi. Susan Matthew ji, hi, how are you? So, how are you doing today is a question that I want to ask, and I want you to give me your most honest reply. I don't expect this session to be long because I have a feeling that we are not going to be fully upfront with how we are feeling, and we are not really comfortable as a society to, showcase how we are really feeling. So I have a feeling that not I won't get a whole lot of responses, but the idea is to not instigate you on the other side. Just be vulnerable and just tell me like how it is. The idea is to just encourage you to be truthful to yourself and just okay. So Anuradha says this presidential rule is the need of the time. We're going to be talking about anything and everything. Geeta ji, I am completely with you. I think in the past couple of days, I've been talking to so many people, and it's just been so hard for so many people all around the world, especially those of us who have family in India. Hello, Vinita ji. Thank you. Good to see you too. Thank you. I just want to flash the StreamYard link for any one of you who wants to join. I will just give a quick roundup about what I'm thinking about grief and like how it happens in our life, how it occurs in our life. Extremely very low. With lots of many friends. Absolutely, Team SSR. I am completely with you. It's just heartbreaking all around. People living with all kinds of loss is just unfathomable. Geeta Mehra I'm sorry. If anybody knows anything about grief, I think it is you. So please don't break down. Hello, Harmeet how are you? So the idea is pretty simple, guys. I just want to talk about grief, and I'll tell you a very quick example. It's so funny. I was thinking about grief and what to talk about here, and all the questions that I wanted to ask you guys, and how we will brainstorm and everything. And I have this habit of barefoot walking in the park. So outside here, outside my house, there is a small park, an extension to the school. And I was just walking there barefoot, and a blade of grass, a very tiny blade of grass, like it's a dried blade of grass, and it did not even, I cannot even see, I couldn't even see it then. Uh, it stuck in my foot, my left foot. And you will not believe the grief I felt for the next 3 days until that thing came out. I was just poking my left foot underneath it, trying to figure out where it was, something that was so nagging and just so painful, right? But then I was thinking, grief, whether it is 8,000 miles away or immediately in your left foot, it can be so hurtful and just so damaging to the psyche. And, it was just so personal and yet so profound. So we are living through all kinds of life changing events, and every day has been a new discovery. Like something or the other happens, my friends are breaking down, I am breaking down. I think yesterday was the day I had cried the most, hearing all these horror stories. Some of my cousins, families, and families just wiped out, and they're just hanging on to the last person who is alive, like barely alive, and it's just not able to take that anymore, right? So our question is going to keep coming up: are we going to be okay? Is everything going to be okay? But here is how grief comes, right? Grief comes with the death of a relationship. Some people are living together, but you can sense that that relationship is over, but because of commitments or something, people continue to live together. That relationship is over, yet you continue to live together, and it is a loss of a relationship like that. It's the death. Even though rejection is something that we face sometimes, it is not, at least death has that finality to it. Like death is like, okay, so that person is never going to come talk to us again. That is final. But when rejection or loss of relationship happens, even loss of your favorite sentimental trinket. Yeah, one time I lost my favorite pendant that my grandmother had given me, my dad's mother, and it was I just couldn't bear that loss for a very long time, because I felt like she was very close to me, and I had, like, we both were together at that point of time. uh, when I had her close to me and all that. So uh, I just want to talk about the pain that we feel in the absence of love. That is grief. What is grief? Grief is the pain in the absence of love. Right? There is an absence. There is something that we feel that is missing, and I feel like that famous quote that we keep hearing from our childhood, like grief is the price we pay for love. I feel like it is so valid now, especially when we are losing so many of our loved ones right now all around us. And the grief that there is also something called the anticipatory grief, right, which is completely different. You see your parents aging, you see your dog aging, you sort of kind of know what will happen eventually. But what is happening right now is the suddenness of all these things that are unfolding. There was a my second cousin who was less than 40 years old, cough started with a cough, 48 hours later he's no more. I mean, it's just unfathomable. Just we are all operating in a kind of a fog, what is happening and all that. So just want to look at some of the comments here. Okay, so my name is Rachana. Susan Ji, my name is Rachana. Thank you. Can you hope any good? Hello Ji, how are you? Hello Nanasvi, how are you, sweetie? Not feeling happy as nation is suffering. Absolutely. And that is what I was telling Sanika ji. I'm not sure if you heard. My whole body, right? One part of my leg, where I had this small blade of grass, that was just so painful. I couldn't even function for 3 days, just the whole numbing pain in my leg. And if any part of our nation is hurting, you cannot not feel the pain. So let's talk about little about. Thank you, Susan Ji. So I'll just talk about a little bit about this here. Geeta G and Team SSR. I think what happens when we get into victim mindset is, see, the whole idea is to not get you guys riled up about something and take matters into your own hands and just do something about it. The whole point about this victim mindset is, what happens is we outsource our personal power. We give it away, uh, thinking that somebody else will come and, uh, take care of our grief. But this is all our collective grief, right? So sometimes grief can also happen when expectations are not met, when commitments are not fulfilled, when uh, okay, so my child, my teenager might give me grief. How will he give me grief? If I tell him to do a few things and he doesn't reciprocate, or he's not personally accountable, and he doesn't do what he is supposed to do, then that can give me grief. So um, when expectations are not met, commitments are not fulfilled, uh, you know we talk about accountability and all that, right? So the government is supposed to be upholding some of its own values, while we as citizens also do our best to uphold our values. And we have that safety and the security blanket that the government has to provide. It is not providing it, and that can give us grief. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that, if the nation is an entire physical, like, representation of a physical body, they're also taking care of a lot of things. And we might not be able to see the results that we want. We can only, have our faith in the authorities that the right action will be taken. And, as far as people who are creating all this havoc, and people who don't seem to have any moral ground that they are standing on, those are the people that we have to make accountable for, obviously, because this ruthless pain and, in the name of propaganda and everything that they are creating, is just very, very painful. Just go to the comments once again. I'll just post the link if anybody is interested to join. As I said, guys, I don't expect it to be going on for a very long time, because unless you are forthcoming and vulnerable about talking your own pain and grief, there is nothing much I can do. I can only give you pointers, and unless and until I can personalize it to any one of you about what you are feeling, I really cannot do much. Please, you totally understand your pain. And this sight of hopelessness and helplessness is, that loss of humanity, basic humanity, right? I mean, you don't like somebody's political ideology, or you don't like somebody fighting for a cause. Why do you have to go and attack them, or kill them, or maim them and rape them? It's just Ashwinji, hi. Steps to move on, loving those blessed souls with you every day. Please bless. Okay. Definitely, Ashwinji. Thank you for your faith and belief. I really appreciate that. And there is, I keep thinking about it, what goodness can come out of all this, right? So, obviously, obviously, the lessons are, what can we do? What should we not do, right? We had all that time to, we sold our vaccines like in February and March, when people were not taking vaccines, and we were like, okay, oh, we have surplus, we are all good, blah blah blah, and everything. So there's so many lessons learned. Uh, but in the end of the day, I think what feels so frustrating is because you will never get back your loved ones, and I think that is the biggest. It's called the survivor's guilt. Survivor's guilt is like, you lose your family member, and you're like. Okay, I believe there is some kind of an internet issue here. Okay, so there is, that survivor's guilt is like, why not me? Why did that other person have to go? And there is a second thing, which is regret. So survivor's guilt is always going to be bothering us, like, why not me? Why them? Uh, should I have done anything better? So regret is the second part. So you dwell in regret, and regret causes more pain. Disappointment. But disappointment is again a state of mind. It's not an emotion. It's not a. It's that lingering, persisting state of mind that the disappointment that you should have done better, or the disappointment that the country can do better. Our country is going to the dogs. Our system is broken. Like all these kind of negative talk comes out of all those state of mind. So we just have to stay away from all that, because there is so much good also coming out of this. Because if you see on Twitter and everything, people just piling on one after the other, just sending tweets and sending these numbers and all these things, hoping that somebody can benefit out of this. So there is a lot of good that is also there. It's just that because of our negativity bias, just the way the brain is wired to always watch out for all these, for our survival. The brain is always like watching out for all these negative things, and it always has this negativity bias where it's like, I need to watch out, my survival might be at stake, and all those things. So in those cases, what happens is you tend to ignore the positive things, and you're like so hyper focused on the negativity. So we just have to watch out for those kind of things. Because what is the alternative? What is the alternative if we are not focused on the positive? See, positivity is often mistaken. It's like, just don't give any false hopes. It's like foolishly optimistic and all that. But you have to always think that the positivity might not solve the problem, but at least it doesn't make us, it doesn't let us, no, no, I'll rephrase myself. Sorry. What positivity does is it might not solve the problems, but at least it doesn't shut down that part of the brain that is going to look at all the different areas where you can find out a solution from. Basically, that is what positivity can do. Um, it's it just doesn't let us go into victim mindset. It just helps us, stay with the problem and try to resolve it. That is what positivity does. Uh, so feeling emotionally low due to what is happening in West Bengal. Absolutely, Alokji. And as we talked about it, we are, this what that emotion, when you feel that sadness or anything, it's mostly that helplessness. That why is this happening? Could anything be done better? Why should this be happening? Why are all these people so violent and like so ruthless? All those things keep coming into, and COVID is happening. Why can't they be a little empathetic? There's so many feelings that run through our head, right? But again, we are outsourcing. We are outsourcing uh, our personal power to other people, and we are just hoping that somebody will take care of the whole thing. So in your capacity, what you can do is, creating awareness, educating people around you, inspiring them to take action. All those people who are, whether in Style Rugs channel, there was this gentleman Rudraba. I mean, if you go and watch that episode, it's just heartbreaking. The gentleman was just, he was so disturbed, and it was just so sad and horrific to just listen to, his emotions and everything. He was on ground, like, I'm not sure if he is physically in West Bengal right now, but he has family there, I guess. And just the way he was just traumatized by the whole thing, it was just so traumatizing to listen to and everything. So just from your capacity, what do you have? Awareness, education, inspiring other people to just be empowered to do whatever is in their capacity. That is what we can do right now. I have a few people in the backstage. I'm going to take them just a couple of minutes. I'll just check these messages. And many people killed in West Bengal. So we will talk about this also. Anger, yes, absolutely. Frustration is a form of anger. Hi, Rachana. Thank you, Palomi. Very nice to see you. Palomi, I keep forgetting to ask you. I hope your family is well in West Bengal. Mm, People learn from history. I'm going to note this down a little bit here. Thank you for this topic idea, Ashwini. I appreciate that. Um, Public is powerless. I think I know is that the same story which happens with the party also. Uh, Palome, I'll tell you one thing. It is so, you can tell there is a quote from Mark Twain. I suddenly thought of that when you just said this. It is very easy to fool people. It is very easy to fool people, uh, but it is very difficult to convince them that they are being fooled. I think that is the quote. It is very easy to fool people, to convince them that they are being fooled. It's um, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, Priyanka is here. Sachinji is here. Okay, let's do this. Hello, Priyanka. Can you unmute yourself? Hi, welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
That is literally the topic of the day. Going through a mixture of emotions. I don't. Somewhat of a state of mind of disappointment and frustration. That's where I'm like, you know, the, right there in the middle somewhere. That's where I am.
Right. Actually, what we feel is we are watching everything and we just can't do anything about the whole scenario. That's what irritates personally to me. Like, if you are watching that, if you are seeing even around ourselves also, or maybe on TV, some crime is maybe whatever in any form it's going on or it has happened, and we feel helpless and we just can't do anything. That's what irritates me the most. That is the matter of disappointment for me, which is there. And there is one more guilt which I
Yeah,
would like to share, which is from my personal life actually.
yeah, yeah,
uh, It was when my grandfather was uh, he was not well, and I was very close to my grandfather, and I was working at that time in Jaisalmer,
yeah.
and nobody told me that he is very severely ill and he is hospitalized and he had a paralysis attack, because I was very close to him. And when and he somehow realized that he's not going to live long, so he was
Yeah.
telling my yes, he was telling my family members that please call her and I want to talk to her. But nobody took him very seriously, because he was very healthy person, and even after paralysis attack he recovered within 7 to 8 days, near about 70 to 80%. So
Oh,
everybody thought that he will be all right in 1 month, and then they will call me. But somehow I don't know, he kept on telling my family members that no, I'm not going to live too long, please call her. So nobody took him that serious. And one day, all of a sudden, at 6 o'clock, he told my mom that just I want to talk to her,
yeah,
and can you dial her number? So
Yeah.
she was dialing my number, and in Jaisalmer, I was in a very remote area, and somehow my number, they were not able to connect with me because of the internet issue. And after 2 hours, he was not there. So, and then somehow they called someone else. They tried. They kept on calling few people, or whose number I gave them, like for emergency and all. So after trying for 1 hour or something, they were able to reach me at near about 9 or 10 o'clock in the
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And I had a big shock. I had a big shock actually. It's like some earthquake has come. My feet were trembling at that time, and then I tried to catch the bus, but from Jaisalmer to my place, the last bus goes at 10 o'clock in the night. And I was near about 20 to 30 kilometers away from the bus station.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I could not. So I got the bus next day morning, and I reached after
Yeah.
32 hours to my home. So I could not see him even at the last time also. So this is something which pinches me till date. And everybody told me that till last he was talking about me, that I just want to talk to her. I just want to talk to her. Allow me to talk to her. And he was very okay just uh, before half an hour
Yeah.
passing away. He was just okay. Nobody could make this that he will not be there after half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like till end he was talking about me. So it's actually a big grief for me that I was not, even after his death also, I was not able to attend his last
Yeah.
rituals also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
32 hours
pinches
after
me a
the
lot.
fact. Yeah, 32 hours after the fact, it's just so heartbreaking. I'm sorry. First of all, and see, whatever words I say might help or might not, but I want to try my best here because uh, my gosh, I just can't imagine. Some people say that, oh, it's okay, it's going to go away, or like all those words. I please request people to not say because it's just even more heartbreaking when you hear all those words. But here, the thing is, I think as you, I think, acknowledge that your family was trying to protect you also, to not worry too much about, because you're busy in this remote area just working and doing your thing. And I think your family was also trying to be very protective of you, to because you're very close to him, and you'll be saddened or shocked by the news of his like paralytic stroke and all that. So um I don't know what was probably going in their head. They were probably being protective of you, but there is a Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know if you know this mm, comedy strip. They do this, it's like a very very popular thing. Calvin and Hobbes is like a comedy. They keep comics, sorry, it's comics, and they just give amazing life lessons in that. And there is this story where Hobbes is crying over. Hobbes is just sitting there and he's just sad. And Calvin asks him, "Hey, are you sad that your pet is gone? Like your pet raccoon has gone? Are you sad? Are you feeling like you want to cry and all that?" And Hobbes says something so. For me, it was very life transformative. He says that no, he is gone on the outside, but he is still in the inside, right? He is still inside me. And that really helped me with my own grief, because they're really gone on the outside, but I'm sure you are so you are so alive with all his memories from your own childhood and leading up to the last time you saw him alive and well and all that. So instead of this is all about mindset management and reframing our reality, right? So reality is the finality of your grandfather's passing is that is what hurts the most. And for you as a survivor's guilt is like, I should have like been available on the phone, I could have talked. There's so many things that you are going to have to process. But uh, instead of living with the regret or the memory that you did not do enough, how about you live with the positive ways he has inspired you, all the things that you had talked to him, like all those, every time this kind of a memory comes up, you can immediately find a replacement memory that can help you. So try this out. It's not going to be it is definitely going to be persistent, it's going to keep coming, but I suggest, you're already doing a lot in the name of Sushant and giving back to the community in his name and everything. Maybe you can do some anadan or something in the name of your grandfather, to keep his spirit alive, and to keep his memory alive in yourself as well. So giving, I see, is like a very very great way to counter that emptiness that we feel, because when we give we feel so rich and everything, right? So just thank you, first of all, thank you for sharing this, because everyone needs to, everyone is going through some loss or the other. I don't even know how my cousin will deal with the loss of her entire family being wiped out, her mother on oxygen and like barely alive now, and everything is just, I don't even know how it is going to be possible for her. But out of great tragedies comes great strength. So we just have to find that. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sachinji, how are you?
Yeah, madam, not good at all because of the things that are going on in Bengal. Mm, I mean, it would be better if you put the title as Grief in Bengal because currently, we can just imagine the kind of grief that the people who have been murdered and their families, what they must be going through. I mean, just imagine, madam, that these people supported BJP. They worked so hard, including I saw a image of a 95-year-old woman who is carrying BJP flag, and she made sure that actually BJP won in that particular place because whatever the violence is happening, it is happening in those 77 locations, 77 seats where BJP has won. That is where the violence is happening. And frankly, whoever the BJP MLA has won from there, if that guy doesn't support the people, then we should go and bash that person. I'm being very honest here. I mean,
So
they have made you win there. It's completely that MLA's responsibility to take care of all the people in his constituency. If he cannot do that, then get the hell out of here. And let me tell you, people are saying that international media is not showing, Lutyens media is not showing. I mean, why do you even expect them to show anything? Because they are our enemies. I mean, who do you think this Khazib Sadawa Desa is? He's a Pakistan agent.
no, no. See,
I
I
mean,
have a lot of friends.
no, no,
Sir,
no, no,
sir,
no.
I'm sure you also agree with me. I have a lot of friends from Pakistan and Bangladesh and everywhere. So you
Yeah.
also, I'm sure, agree that there are some people bad everywhere. India, maybe there are people who are bad. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will not. I will say he's a jihadi agent. Let us be. Let us stick to that. He's not. I won't take any country's name or I won't take any religion's name. He's a jihadi agent, right? Because whatever is happening is actually jihadi. Jihadi people are trying to drive away the Hindus in Bengal. Okay. So, I mean, we have done our job by calling Prime Minister office, Home Minister office. In fact, even I called to the Governor of West Bengal also. But still, her swearing ceremony is over now. Next what? Now, will the violence continue? And if the violence continues, then क्या हम लोग ऐसे ही बैठ के यूट्यूब पे बैठ के चर्चा करेंगे क्या? निंदा करते हैं, ये करते हैं, वी आर फीलिंग हेल्पलेस, वी आर फीलिंग दिस, वी आर फीलिंग दैट. कितना दिन करेंगे भाई इतना? कितना दिन करेंगे?
Okay, so
No, no, I'll just say, I'll
okay,
just read the quote of Swami Vivekananda.
yeah,
Strength is life, weakness is death. So we are feeling helpless, we are feeling weak. That means you're already dead. What you're you're feeling that when you're feeling weak inside, that means you already accepted defeat. So what? See, yesterday in not only on this Varun's channel but other channels also, I went and I said there are Prime Minister office number, there is Home Minister office number. Why don't everyone make a phone call and tell them that we are worried about people of Bengal? So why don't you take some action? Why I'm saying this is, in Palghar, sadhus were killed. Those who murdered are out on bail. And those 30 people who got killed yesterday, till now, no action has been taken because it is state sponsored. So, what should be done?
okay. So
What
no,
should
no,
be done? I'm
please.
asking you, madam, I'm asking you, what should be done?
Okay,
क्या
so
करना चाहिए? क्या?
okay, here
No, no. Let us see. Let us
you
suppose.
you will not like all my answers, uh, but I still want to try. Uh, no, no, you continue and let's you just put your point and then I'll put my point.
Madam, just give me 2 minutes.
Okay,
If any other person can join, it's okay because I'll speak to you after 2 minutes.
okay. I think there's nobody here, but I can post the StreamYard link and I'll just look at the. Srinivasji, of course, you can please. Here is the thing. StreamYard link. Freeze I hope you're able to see Srinivas's his freeze. I hope you're able to see Srinivas's here. He's asking for help, I believe. Yeah. Yes, please. You're welcome to ask. Okay. I think Srinivas, thank you for joining. I'm just checking. I finished checking this. Okay. Yes, education, not considered partner, learn microbiology. Yes, 100%. There's so many things that we can do. Think freeze. You have a fan here. Thank you, Srinivas. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Madam, I just want to ask one question.
Yes.
Yesterday, when I gave the numbers, how many people actually called?
Okay. There's a lot to unpack. Sir, there is a lot to unpack in what you were just saying. Whenever you're ready, we'll talk. But I'll just let Srinivasji talk, and then we will.
Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Bharat. How are you?
Sorry, I can't come on video.
It's okay.
Freeze ji, I'm a big fan of yours. I really admire your statements. Now, to be honest and to be transparent, I have two questions to ask.
Okay. Is
If
it for me or
panelists
is it for me or
to the
freeze?
panel,
Okay.
No, it's for the panelist,
Okay.
Sachin ji, and you also. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, sister. Uh, Two questions on behalf of me as a common man. Yeah. I have a question that if we know everything, if we have all the evidences, why we are silent? This is the question number one. And question number two is, as a general public, if we know these all things, then why not the investigating agencies, they are not taking any action, and we have not got any updates? These are the two questions I would like to ask to the panelist and to you, sister, also. Sorry. uh,
Okay. So I will let Sachinji and Case also speak on that. So your question is, why is Ria silent? Ria Chakravarti?
Not Riya Chakravarti. We know, as a general public, we know everything what happened, and we
Yes.
have evidences that what was the consequences. And to be honest, I belong to a fraternity who do investigations, but not on criminal things. I do investigations on safety thing, because I'm a safety engineer working over here, and I have many things to share. But just my question is, why we are lacking in these investigations? Why we have I mean, no questions on the investigations, and what is the present status on the case of Sushant Singh Rajput ji and Disha Salian madam? Why we are not forwarding in this course, in this case? Because as a incident investigator, I know many things. I can disclose many things, but I don't want to do so, because many things has been came out, and many things have been put forth in front of investigation agencies and court. So what is, where we are standing now? The only question of general public, if I'm not wrong, I belong to a general public, and I want to ask where we are standing now.
Where we are standing. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, madam. Actually, I'm watching at Kuma Dodi's comment. Excellent,
Yes.
madam, that you called. Really great. If they have given you any email ID, you can send whatever information you have or any videos you have, so that they can collect those information. Or and just now in private chat, I have sent 3 email IDs, madam. If you can check
Okay. I'm just compiling them and posting them on the comment section.
in the private
Can
chat.
you, do you want to answer, do you want to respond to Srinivasji's comment?
Uh, Public is not quiet, madam. It is, they are not quiet. It is because of public only this issue is right now going. Because if you see all those Lutians me and everyone, they are silent. They do not want to. They do not want to show this particular news. It is because of social media, and it is because of people like you and me that actually this is a burning issue now. Even Republic TV is not covering this. To my really surprise. And let me tell you, madam.
I'm sorry, Sachin sir, I'm intervening you. I'm sorry to ask this. Now, whatever has been done is done. We public, we are not bothered about it. We are bothered about what's next. What's the next step we are going to take, and what is the next result? I'm extremely
What
sorry, and
done?
my
What?
sincere apologies if I
No,
am
no,
asking.
no.
Yes, sir.
See, what done is done. Bilkul nahi. What done? We should undone it now. Because these people have murdered 30 people. They have gang raped innocent teenagers, women. These all
Okay.
people should go to jail. They should face death sentence. And this only we can do. I mean, if this jihadi didi is thinking, she's a jihadi, हम भी भगवादारी है, हम भी चुप नहीं बैठेंगे. If you think that you can do anything in Bengal, we will walk into Bengal and teach you a lesson.
No, okay.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing, madam. If all Bhagwadari people in Bengal get together, this jihadi Didi will run away into Bangladesh.
Okay, so just see, okay, the reason why Ashurji, I just, with all due respect to everybody here, I just did not, I wanted this question out from Srinivas ji. It's okay. It is also how he's processing his own frustration and grief and his anxiety and his, and he, just like all of us, he also has the right to.
Ma'am, sister, instead of ma'am, I would like to call you sister.
Okay.
My frustration is it's almost going to be 8 months. And what is the progress in Sushant Singh Rajput brother? And what is the progress in Disha Shalian sister?
11
I
months.
consider both of them as my brother and sister because I'm the only son of my parents, and I consider both of them as my brother and sister. Even
So
I have
11 months, it
told
has
this
been 11
in.
months. Yeah, it has been 11 months, sir. We are all with you. 100% we are there with you in whatever emotions you're going through. Where are the answers? That is the question that the reason why we are coming online every day is to ask the same question.
Sister, my question is, there were celebrities, okay? If I'm not wrong, people say if I'm right, I'm right. I say if I'm right or am I right? My question, if I am right or am I right, they were celebrities and we are general public. If something like this happens to celebrities, what about a common man?
Yes.
We don't have any freedom. Now, just I'm diverting the case to Corona. Their media is showing many things about Corona and they are showing many things about us. But my question is, where we are standing now? Where are we? Maybe people may ask who the hell, sorry for my language, who the hell are you to us? But my question is, where do we stand?
Okay.
Sorry, sister.
No. Don't apologize for anything, please. And here, okay. So I have to respond. I have to respond to Sachin ji as well, but I'll just keep it at the little later after you, sir. Okay. So whatever you're going through, you're just venting your frustration, and your the question is very valid. Where are we? Right? Like, what are we doing? What is the common man doing, and everything? Right? That is your question. And when in such a big movement, it is very, very difficult to see how far we have come. Let me mute Sachinji. I believe there's a little bit of feedback. Okay, so I will, Srinivasji, if you have a couple of minutes, I'll just explain to you how our mind is wired for all these things. Okay, so let's see, share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, so here I just want to show you a couple of things about what happens. So we are here. Sorry, my amazing drawing skills always show up whenever I do this. And we are here. Okay, so we are all like, okay, this ultimate prize. Okay, of whatever it is, right? We want to win this cup. We want that medal of success and like justice, whether it is justice, it is peace, it is equality, whatever we want, we are moving towards it. But in such a long journey, what happens is we always keep measuring ourselves with where we should be versus where we are. So what I request you to do is, Srinivas ji, instead of getting sad or angry or frustrated about where we are, I'm requesting you to do this. Just pivoting means just shifting our focus and see the gap in the gain here. Look at the gap in the gain here. What it means is, where were we, let's say, just even with SSR movement, right? We were completely, oh, let me even tell you my story, right? I was the first day first show kind of a girl. Everything. I'm Telugu, and I live in. I mean, my parents are from Andhra Pradesh, and I right now,
Sister, sister,
yeah,
sister, sorry to intervene.
yeah.
నాకు తెలుగు బాగా వచ్చు.
Okay, but Odisha.
Sorry,
Okay, no, that's great.
sorry, panelists and the persons who are watching. Just I'm
Manidra.
having a private chat with my sister. నాకు తెలుగు బాగా వచ్చు, sister.
థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. మా 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 వారి
నాకు
వాళ్ళ
కూడా తెలుగు బాగా
చుట్టాలందరూ
వచ్చు.
ఒడిస్సాలోనే ఉంటారు.
తెలుగు
సో
బాగా
ఐ
వచ్చు
కెన్
అండి. నాకు కూడా
అండర్స్టాండ్.
తెలుగు బాగా వచ్చు. నాకు కూడా
ఓ
తెలుగు
దే
బాగా
యు
వచ్చు.
గో.
Okay, okay,
ఎవ్రీబడి
Sachin sir. Okay, Sachin sir.
ఎవ్రీబడి ఈస్
Sorry, 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 persons watching over here. We are diverting because of
you see,
some regional
community
feeling.
effect. Community effect. Nay, okay, no, no. So I'll just tell you something. So the idea is we have to see the gap in the game here, Srinivas ji. So what you have to do is, so even for us, right? So I was the first day first show kind of a girl, completely blind to all this, like I didn't know what, I didn't even hear the word nepotism until like what, July or August of last year. So I was literally like that andbakt of Bollywood movies and all that, right? Tollywood and all that. Now I look at the gap in the game and I'm like, okay, so I still want to be here. I want to one day celebrate with all of you and all of the SSR warriors who are fighting tirelessly, right? I want to get there, but I always pick up my courage by looking back, there is a South American culture. There is a South American culture, Guatemala. Guatemala is the name of the country. You know what they do? They look back and they walk backwards. That tradition of walking backwards is to see how far they have come to be where they are right now. So that is looking backwards is only used in that sense where you are trying to see how much wisdom and how much wealth of knowledge you have acquired to be here, in even in the most traumatic of times. If you just look backwards, you will always gain some, you'll always be happy for the gap in the game. So please, don't lose that momentum. And yes, keep asking questions. Where are we? Yes, where are we? Even I keep asking myself. I'm like, okay, so I do 45 minutes of like a Sushantka news. Where is this? I have that 45-minute window from the past 11 months, right? I'm like, where is this going? Sometimes I get so frustrated, but then I remember, okay, gap in the game. There's so much awareness. There's so much awareness now. People are boycotting Bollywood. People are boycotting all these druggies. We are making progress. Sometimes in this long journey, we only measure ourselves from where we want to be. Okay, we don't see ourselves as having gained so much. So please keep up the momentum, keep asking all the questions. Nothing is a wrong question. And uh, okay, so Dhruvji is also here, but first I just want to address this Uma's question here. So Uma, what you have done is, Umaji, what you have done is, you have called all the numbers, you have emailed. Right now I also posted what Sachinji just gave, all the emails, right? uh, Here what Sachinji is doing, creating awareness, creating education, right? And empowering us by giving all the emails and phone numbers and everything. He, as a citizen, he is doing his best for his country. Yes, and Umaji, you have done the right thing. You have called. See, even Bhagavad Gita, even one of our scriptures says that you don't get attached to that outcome. You don't have that desire to that outcome. The people who have picked up your phone have said that, chalo, just send an email, yaar, ho jayega, and everything. I'm just asking you to last sentence where you said nobody cares about the common man. If the common man thinks that, if the common man like you and me think that, क्या होगा मेरे बोलने से, क्या होगा, क्या कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. If Sachin ji just thought like that, and or if you thought that and you did not raise your voice, do you think we will be having this movement right now? So please, Srinivas ji, Uma ji, I request you guys to always see the gap in the gain and not just get carried away by the visuals you're seeing and think that progress is not happening. So please, Sachinji, I just want to give Dhruvji a chance.
Sis,
Okay.
sis,
Yeah.
can I say something?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay. Don't say sir. I'm your brother.
Okay, brother.
uh,
Thank you.
Dhruv sir, I'm a big fan of you. would like to listen you and would like to interact with you if you don't mind.
Okay, Dhruji, time to be on the spotlight.
No spotlight, Vinita ji. See, the reason, yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the viewers. The reason I was here is I just had one quick point to make.
Yeah.
Uh, in Hinduism, in RSS, in VHP, or in any of the organization where Bhagwa is nothing but the orange Bhagwa Dwaj, which we believe. That is called as Bhagwa. So the Mool Mantra, the core fact of Bhagwa in Sanskrit goes as Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Garishyati. My motherland is like heaven. Until something comes on her, I'll be silent and calm. This is what it means. So, the spirit of the motherland doesn't basically mean that we need to take weapons into our hand or we need to instigate people. The biggest benefit of virtue, what Hinduism or what Bhagwa has is Bhagwa doesn't teach anything to anyone. It just tells people, come and adopt me, come and start learning from me. That is one of the main reasons. Maybe see, this you might think is going off the topic. Then I'll come to your topic about the grief. See, according to me, the biggest reason a person can get into grief is wrongly channelized anger.
Yeah. Wrongly channelized anger. I agree with you.
Because what happens is most of the time we get angry on something else, someone else, and we channelize it to someone else. And later, when we realize what we had done was wrong, automatically that grief comes upon us. The biggest reason for a person to fall into that quotient called as grief is his wrongly channelized anger and the choice of words he uses with people for the time being he doesn't like.
Sir, okay. I think, yeah, no. See, wrongly channeled anger, that is true. And with that anger and that frustration, if we can just convert it into action, into positive action, is the right way to go. And I agree with you. Have to watch out for you, with our ideas and our actions, we cannot create more damage. Absolutely. Sachinji, you're
Yeah.
responding.
First of all, thank you, Dhruji, for giving out this great information to everyone. And Madam, Srinivas, I think, was asking this question that we are feeling helpless, and even be it Sushant case or be it this Bengal case. Actually, if you see, it is because of only public outrage that actually CBI has come
Yeah,
in Sushant case. If it was not public outrage, the case would have been closed long back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And same this Bengal case also, it is because of public and social media that it is right now a burning question. No media covered it. Let me tell you, no, including Republic is not covering it. But now they are being forced to cover it.
Yeah.
And we have to keep whatever frustration bol rahe ho na, vent out your frustration in social media. So it keeps on
And
trending. You should keep this moment alive. मशाल जलनी चाहिए. जब तक जस्टिस नहीं मिलता तब तक मशाल जलनी चाहिए. Channelize your frustration. Don't feel frustrated inside. Try to vent it out. And if possible, like I have given those email IDs, whatever information you have, share with the authorities. Share whatever you have, whatever you get on
even
social media. Share with them.
Even Srinivas ji has some information and he wanted to contact Freeze on that behalf. So I think he can also like benefit from some of the numbers that people are sharing. Yeah. So we are here as action oriented people, not just in our frustration and our grief. We are still ready to move on and move forward with our grief and our frustrations, and we are empowering ourselves to do
Madam,
so.
just imagine the grief and frustration that the people who have lost their near ones and dear ones in Bengal, what they must be feeling like. They have been thrown out of their own state. I
And
mean,
I was just
what we can
thinking,
do is raise our voice for them, and if possible, go to Bengal or go to Assam, or someone has to start an initiative like for all the displaced people, they have to collect funds. Actually, the government of India should start this initiative, and we have to force them to do it. That is why I'm saying call them, make it trend, make it the number one trend every day till they get justice. Just like how Sushant movement is important, even this movement is important
yeah.
because innocent people lives have been lost. Let me tell you, many small girls were raped, gang raped. Who is going to fight for them? Who is going to fight? Sushant was a celebrity. What about this women who have lost their lives? Who is going to fight for them? एक निर्भया का हो गया तो इतना बड़ा हो गया, ये निर्भया से कम है क्या?
Yeah, they obviously people are trying to send a message. They're trying to create terror. They're trying to say that if
I mean,
you
you have to fight it, right? I mean, you have all the resources with you. You have army, you have everything. I mean, stop talking about this, constitution. ये सब बकवास है. अगर constitution होता तो how did you remove Article 370? How did you remove Article 35A? Didn't you impose Article 356 there? These are all excuses. Force them.
so Srinivas ji, I want to keep the one second. I'll just mute Sachin ji. Srinivas ji, I just want to keep this topic to grief right now. But Varun is doing a lot of open mic kind of sessions, and he's trying to bring about more people to have conversations around all this. But you're welcome to private chat, message them and talk. But right now, if you have anything related to, okay, I think his connection is a little weak,
Madam, just
unfortunately.
I want to say,
Yeah,
soundscapes बोल के comment आया
yeah,
that once for all stop yelling.
yeah.
Did you stop soundscape? Did you hear the yelling that people of Bengal were doing when they were getting slaughtered? Did you hear the yelling? Whatever I'm saying right now, it is coming out from anger, right? It is coming out from anger. So you can understand. I'm not doing this for drama, right? So
No,
kindly
no,
try
no.
to understand.
No, it's okay. See, there's so many people who will not understand also Sachinji, and we should be okay with that. It's okay. I mean, he or she feels like we are just you're just blowing it out of proportion or whatever. So it's okay. I mean, it's uh,
How is it? How the murder of 30 people is blowing out of proportion?
Rachana
okay.
ji, Sachin ji,
See,
one second, let me answer. Sachin ji, see, first and foremost thing is if you're feeling see, blowing out of proportion is not at all the concern. When you're telling 30 people getting murdered, etc., etc., it is happening on ground over there. If we have to raise voice, if we have to if we have to talk on a high note, we have to get on ground and do it. YouTube channel, the topic that was discussed, and the graceful host what Rachana ji is. Rachana ji is doing motivation sessions. We need to take motivation out of it and go and take this, what do you say, this high tempo voice out somewhere else. It's my personal opinion.
no, it's okay. See,
Oh,
it's okay. See, the thing.
Dhruva ji, you are absolutely right. Arey bhaiya, but you need a source, huh, to vent out your anger.
No, it's this platform is for, see, sir. Everybody to Soundscapes and Ashtoji and everybody, with due respect. See, men have a way of projecting their grief and their frustration and everything. And why do we get into activism? Why do we get into activism in the first place? If you see our four walls of our house and our loneliness, what it does is it is not enough for us to have a voice there and project what we have to offer in the world. So that's why we get into this activism.
Madam,
And
I have to
he's
respond to this Anshul Velji. Sorry to interrupt. Anshul Velji, I don't give a damn about your comment because for me, the lives of those 30 people are important and I am going to do whatever is in my capacity, okay? Whatever is in my capacity.
no.
I will do.
Sir,
One
there is
second,
nothing
one
to
second.
take personally
Uh,
here.
excuse me,
It is
excuse
a
me,
personal comment.
excuse me, excuse me, excuse me to intervene.
You have been
Sachin ji,
accusing me of hijacking the show.
Sachin ji,
You have been accusing me of hijacking the show, right? I will do
No, no,
whatever
no,
is in
sir,
my
sir,
power.
sir, sir. When you remember the full context of the movement, you don't consider yourself like the big part of it. Don't worry. It's just see, this is where we have these pitfalls that we assume that. Uh, and I like conflict because we are not having enough conflict in our words. Like we are not engaging. We're like, if we don't like that person, we totally distance ourselves. So this is good. This is a healthy debate. It's okay. Let's engage in this conflict. I am just saying, Sachinji, don't have to take it personally. See, in the big scheme of things, in the in the Sushant Singh movement or anything, you are considering yourself a part of this whole thing, and you're just moving forward. So don't there's nothing to take personally, sir. Ashruji,
I can
it's okay.
absolutely understand. Sorry, I just jumped into because this is the time, Rachnath ji. Yeah, I can fully understand, how Sachin must be feeling because I am the kind. Sorry, I came in. You continue, and after you stop, I will continue.
That's, no, I know. Once I let you talk, it will be 2.5 hours, and all my classes will have to be cancelled. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
let you speak.
Nahi, Rachana
नो
ji.
नो नो
Yes, Dhruvji.
आई मस्ट से कि अगर 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 ये सहनशीलता के साथ बोलने में भी विश्वास रखना चाहिए तो मैं कहती हूँ बुलंद आवाज में जोर से बोलना भी जरूरी है कि मतलब आई मीन आई वांट टू से द अमाउंट ऑफ हर्ट एंड द पेन इट कम्स आउट थ्रू योर वॉइस it comes out and it is your temperament definitely but I want to shout out because like Arnab Goswami bhi hai unka apna tarika hai likewise there are categories of people who wants to express in what way and sometimes it is really unbearable as you said the name of the program itself is unbearable so it happens at times it happens at times that you burst and I must say एक एक को उधेड़ देना चाहिए like I'm that aggressive I can you believe it can happen to me if I was there दिशा को उसके कपड़े उतारे होंगे क्या क्या नहीं किया होगा उसके साथ बुला करके चौराहे पर उन लोगों को मारना चाहती हूँ मुझे बताइए आप 14 नाली से उसको नीचे गिराए मेरी जान भी चली जाती है इसमें अगर चिल्लाने से तो जाने दो ना रचना जी मुझे बताइए क्या जीने का अर्थ है ऐसा
1 second, I want to
मुझे
address.
बताइए आई वांट टू टेल कि ये दिशा को और ऐसी लड़कियों को रेप करते हैं और उसको 14 माले से गिराते हैं मैं क्यों न बोलूं
Rekha ji,
पूरे
I
सबूत है
understand your grief. No, no, I was going to talk. Give me 1 second. I
मैं
want to
कैसे
also
एक्सप्रेस
address.
करूंगी आई एम अ
I want.
वुमन ब्लडी मेरे शरीर को कोई हाथ लगा के देखे कोई छू के देखे मुझे कैसा पेन होगा किसी भी औरत को कैसा पेन होगा मैं क्यों नहीं चिल्लाऊं क्यों नहीं
Okay, let
ललकारूं
me
इनको
mute you. Let me mute you 1 second. I just want to address something here quickly, guys. Please, I want you guys to please. This is not a platform where I can encourage any kind of, at least in my show, as much as I am capable of. I cannot allow for anybody to be trolled. अभी तो गांधी बोलना भी गाली हो गया, विभोर आनंद भी बोलना गाली हो गया, and everything. I'm really sorry, but this is if anybody on the panel, I want them to be feel safe in my company here. So please, you cannot troll people like this. Ashish ji, you're welcome to please leave the episode if you're not comfortable. But please, sir, I request you to not troll people on the panel like this. You're welcome to come and have a conversation here. But please, you cannot comment. I want people who come here to feel safe and protected and not trolled. Please, sir, I request you. I'm really concerned about this. Please, and the direction it is going. Rekha ji, I just want to give Srinivas ji an opportunity.
No, Rachana ji, I was actually in a flow and suddenly people jumped in and I was not able to complete.
Dhruv
So,
ji, you are getting a taste of your. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, boliye, please.
no, I'm getting a taste of my medicine. What you're telling is right. But the only reason I was getting that is because, yeah, with all,
Just
see,
joke.
anyone can, no, it
Just
is a
joke.
joke. I am taking it on a joke as well. See, my
Yeah.
biggest problem is most of the times I don't come with my camera on. So if I have to make a point, I don't get this opportunity to raise my finger. Initially, I was very silent and calm. But when I did not get that opportunity to raise my finger and my point was unfinished, I started barging into sessions. So now I've gone back to the old self But now I humbly request people before taking someone else, I'm not done. That's how I have done that small modification within me. So, getting back to the Bhagwa thing of it and the grief part of it, the
Yeah.
most important concept which everyone here needs to understand is Islam converted people. Christianity is converting people, has converted people. Islam too converted people, is converting, and they call Hindus or other religions
No,
kafir.
no, sir. I'm really sorry. I cannot, no religion based because I have like friends from 50 different faiths, sir. I'm really sorry. I cannot continue
Ma'am,
this conversation. No, I'm
Rachana
sorry.
ji,
This is definitely not the platform, sir. Dhruvji, with all due respect, I am really sorry. I cannot alienate any human being who is alive, who has the same flesh and blood as me. I'm really sorry. I cannot
no,
allow
no.
any, no, I'm sorry, sir. I cannot allow any faith based thing. I really don't care about what you have to say, sir. As part of the
No,
sentence, you are welcome to say
because
anything else, please.
no, I'll tell anything else, but let me start it from this way. Any religious text which has been written, which has been read, which has been portrayed, never asks you to do it. You have friends in Islam and Christianity, even I do have friends in Islam and Christianity. The only reason this hatred which is spreading in the country can stop is we have to start practicing, preaching, and praying to the person who created us, not all what these people who have created for us. That was the point I wanted to make.
Okay, so irrespective of religion,
Sister,
there are people in all kinds in all religions who are going to be assholes. So it's yeah, I totally understand your point now. Thank you, Drupji, for yeah. So Srinivasji, yes sir. Srinivas, yes sir.
yeah, sister, I never believe in religion. Okay, sorry to say that, and I'm not a Nastic. I do believe in Hinduism, and I was brought up in a, I mean, born and brought up in a place which belongs to defense, and which belongs to a place for tribals, and I have seen many things. I belong to Odisha because I told this before also. I belong to Odisha, and I have seen many missionaries acting in my place. I don't want to
Okay,
discuss
let's
those
speed
all
this up.
things.
Sorry. Okay, so let's do this 1 second. I just okay, sir. Okay, Srinivas ji, I don't remember seeing you in any other like show. Please, I request you to come back on any one of our shows here on the Varun Kapur channel, and please put your point forward because I think we are going here somewhere out of the grief thing, and we are going somewhere else. So I just want to, Rekha ji, I want to give you the platform for 5 minutes to just do a monologue. Thank you.
Uh, okay, thank you very much. I don't know how many people entertain me or not entertain me. It's, irrespective. I come, I bang in, just because, I just, people who know me, they know me, what I am about, and this is not about, this is about our nation. This is about the people of our country. And this gives me immense pain, that where are we heading to? Like, क्या क्या मतलब है कि हम लोग कुछ और चीज में कुछ काम करेंगे अपने देश में। सबसे पहले तो भाई आप औरत की रिस्पेक्ट बचाओ। आप बंगाल इलेक्शन कर रहे हो। व्हाई डिड इट हैपन? ये कोरोना क्यों हुआ? ये बंगाल में बीजेपी क्यों हारी? किसी ने कहीं ना कहीं, आई एम अ बीजेपी आई एम टेलिंग यू, बिकॉज आउट ऑफ द टू पार्टीज और थ्री parties or four parties, if today also you choose me, of course I will choose the better of them. And I feel as a responsible citizen, I must vote, and that is why I have to vote. And having voted them, I, they have to answer me more. They are answerable to me more because I'm the one who has voted them. बंगाल तुम सुशांत सिंह राजपूत को मरवा करके उसके केस को अपना बंद करके रख दो। दिशा को मर गई, उसका, अरे तुम्हारी माँ होगी, अमित शाह तुम्हारी माँ होगी, मोदी जी तुम्हारी माँ है, वो भी एक औरत है। अगर आप दिशा और सुशांत की डेथ को इग्नोर कर सकते हैं तो तुम्हारा भी डाउनफॉल और पतन निश्चित है। एक बात मैं बता देती हूँ, ये डेलिब्रेट हो रहा है सारा का सारा, ये जो होता है टाइमिंग के लिए वेट करना पड़ता है हमारे देश में जस्टिस के लिए कि नहीं ये गवर्नमेंट आएगी तो होगा, वो गवर्नमेंट आएगी तो होगा। ऑल दिस ट्रबल्स मी, पेन्स मी। और हमारे देश का अस्तित्व क्या है, हमारा क्या जमीन है, हमारा क्या एग्जिस्टेंस है, It is all goes down to nil, Rachna ji. It all goes down to zero, you know. And that's what I want to say कि एक बार भी उनको बंगाल बंगाल और दीदी दीदी करने के पहले दिशा का चेहरा नहीं समझ में आया. और ये अंटेलिया में आपने एनआईए को लाया. मैं कहना चाहती हूँ जो चाइल्ड ट्रैफिकिंग होती है, जो विमेन ट्रैफिकिंग होती है, जो ड्रग्स हुए हैं, इन सबके कान क्या इंटरनेशनल नहीं है? क्या इनके लिंक्स इंटरनेशनल नहीं है? क्या इनके लिंक्स जो फाइनेंसेस हो रहे हैं दाऊद से और ये जो अपने जो बोल रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान के देश से ये शाहरुख खान और ये लोग सारे लोग पैसे लेते हैं और हम लोग उसके लिए कोई रूल्स नहीं है, उसके लिए कोई गवर्निंग नहीं है कि जो आपके देश के खिलाफ है वो उनसे आप पैसा लेकर के और यहाँ पे फिल्में बनाते हो. तो वो ये सब क्या इंटरनेशनल रैकेट नहीं है? ये जो इसमें एनआईए नहीं आती है. एक और होता है ये जो मुकेश अंबानी है. इन लोगों ने बहुत अच्छे से अपने पैसे लगा रखे, बड़े ईमानदारी से लगा रखे कि उनके लिए एनआईए कोई प्राइवेट जेट की तरह है जो उनके लिए हमारे देश की न्याय प्रणाली. और मैं बोलती हूँ एज एन एजुकेटेड वुमन आई एम frankly saying I am very much in my composure and questioning this to my nation. Why not? And just because I shout and all doesn't mean that my things what I say are not going to be the weighed. या उनको कोई मान्यता नहीं मिलेगी, या नहीं तुम अपना कंपोजर लूज कर लेते हो. So what, damn it. Whatever I'm speaking the truth. क्योंकि हमको अगर सच्चाई में बोले तो बोलो भैया, पूरी तरीके से सच्चाई में बोलो. कोई डिप्लोमेसी नहीं है यहाँ. आप यहाँ पे आकर के आप ये परमवीर को विटनेस कर देते हैं. मतलब ये क्या है? हम नहीं मानते. उस दिन मैंने वरुण जी के प्रोग्राम में इसलिए बोला था कि सिद्धार्थ को अप्रूवर आप क्यों बना रहे हैं. ठीक है, बंदा तो आकर के कान पकड़ करके बोल देगा हाँ जी मैं अप्रूवर बनने को तैयार हूँ जी. अप्रूवर तुम्हारे सामने सब कुछ हुआ है. हमारी क्या सीबीआई इतनी मक्कार है कि हमारी सीबीआई में इतने लोग नहीं है, पढ़े लिखे हुए आईएएस ऑफिसर्स हैं, पुलिस ऑफिसर्स हैं, उनके अंदर क्या दमखम नहीं रखते वो लोग कि ये जो की घटना हुई है उसको एकदम उसी वक्त उसको दे कैन क्रैक ओपन द केस विद इन सेकंड्स. हमको बेवकूफ बनाते हैं. मैं भी एमबीबीएस एमडी हूँ. I have also educated parents and we know what we are. We know what brain we possess. तो ये क्या, ये किस लिए मैं डिप्लोमेसी रखूं? क्या डिप्लोमेसी रखने के लिए पैदा हुए हैं हम लोग? और ये कंगना ने क्या किया था? ये सब हमें नहीं है क्या? आखिर अगर उसको कोई मजबूरी थी आज किसी चीज के तहत उसको ये बोलना पड़ रहा है तू जान दे दे. अगर तू अपनी बात पे अपनी आज उसके बाद मुझको एक भी ट्वीट उसका जो है ना ट्वीट नहीं लगता है, बीट लगता है. यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ बीट? इट इज नॉट ट्वीट, इट इज बीट. उसकी जितनी भी मुंह से निकली हुई चीजें होती है ना, डोंट यू स्पीक अबाउट किसान, डोंट यू डेयर स्पीक अबाउट एनी ऑफ द इश्यूज व्हिच इज कंसर्निंग अवर नेशन बिकॉज यू हैव टेकन अ यू टर्न. तुमने अपना बयान बदला है, तुमने अपना जमीन मारा है. तुम मर चुकी हो हमारे लिए. अच्छा हुआ आज अगर किसी और का ट्विटर अकाउंट बंद हुआ होता तो वो आकर के हम लोग सारे के सारे उसके लिए लड़ते. लेकिन आज मैं खुश हूं क्योंकि कंगना ये नहीं कर सकती है. कंगना अगर इतना कह सकती थी आकर के सुशांत सिंह राजपूत की हत्या होगी तो वो ये भी कह सकती है कि परमवीर सिंह की तरह कि मुझे आड़े हाथों लिया जा रहा है, मुझे मजबूरी है, मुझे जीना है, मैं इसलिए अपना बयान बदल रही हूँ. क्या बदल रही हूँ? उसके बाद देखते कौन माई का लाल कंगना को कुछ कर सकता था. टेल मी रचना जी, tell me if she had come out and tell it openly that I am being blackmailed and that is why I'm changing my statement. Now what is her credibility today?
Okay, so first things first for semantics, just for optics, right? I'll just tell you just because I consider you a very good human, like very concerned about and has huge national pride and you want the right things for India and everything. I'm just telling you as a friend. Okay, so Rahul ji, Rahul ji, can I have your camera on? If I have to add you on the stream.
अंदर करेगा कोई भी?
Okay, I'll mute you 1 second, Rekha ji. I'll just mute you. And Rahul ji, I just want you to keep your camera on, sir, for 1 second if you can. Otherwise, I cannot take you into the stream. I don't know who you are, so I'm a little worried. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so Rekha ji, okay, thank you, sir. Now you can switch off your camera, sir, if you want. Rahul ji, I can add you to the stream.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So Rekha ji, I'll just two seconds. I just want to tell you something as a very good friend. I just want you to understand this. I really want to get onto the rooftops and shout and yell exactly like you, and I applaud your courage. Okay, I applaud your courage. But I'm just telling you, as far as semantics are concerned, as far as optics are concerned, when people see an angry person, especially an angry woman, especially an angry woman, the how society reacts is they're not taken seriously. They're not taken seriously, even though you have the credentials to back yourself up and you exactly know what you're talking about on Twitter. आपके videos जो है, they're right on point. I wish I had the diction in Hindi to vent my frustration to all my North Indian friends like that. In Telugu, I just vent my frustration to my family and my friends. There's so much anger. Okay, but I'm just saying, if you want to create any kind of change, positive change in people's mindset, I'm please requesting you to channel your same exact grief, your emotions and your frustrations in a more baseline, like establish a baseline for yourself and say the same words. Yes, sometimes, see, movies, maybe you have to, I was watching this Malayalam movie called The Great Indian Kitchen. Okay, I really don't see a lot of value in watching movies these days, but that movie, you won't believe it, you will probably appreciate it, because over and over again they keep showing women with their dirty dishes in the kitchen. So sometimes, to your point, the message has to be beaten down like that, with that same kind of attitude that you show, with that with that force and all that. Yes, but I also request you to have a baseline ground and put your points first, and don't combine your emotional, like, outburst with the valid points you put, because everything you say is spot on, 100% spot on, and a lot of people agree, but the delivery, I'm just requesting you to change the delivery. And grief, and see, what are we doing here? We are doing talk therapy here, because we are all like talking to each other and trying to see if indeed we are all like, I think 1 second, I'll be okay. Indeed, we are as just frustrated and all that, right? And we can see this, we are all on the same ground here. So please, Hindi mein emotions ko kabu rakh ke, just put your point forward and keep doing those videos that you're doing on Twitter. I am a huge fan, and just for your own sake, how physiologically anger can suppress our immune system, and stress can cause physical damage to our bodies. That is the only thing I want to. And you're a doctor, I don't even have to tell you all these things, right? So please, Rahul ji hai yahan pe. I just want to take his point, and then we can go around once again. And Deepak ji hai yahan pe. Yes, sir, Rahul. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes. Good evening, Rachana ji. I would like to say a few points and also ask you pertaining to this topic specifically, that today we are seeing a very bad situation which has unraveled in India, talking about the COVID crisis. Now, even what I've know, and some of my friends, very close friends of mine, they are battling COVID. One is actually on a ventilator. I know a very dear friend of mine, who's lost both her parents. She's lost both her parents to COVID, and sometimes I don't know as a friend how to reach out and what to say, and
Okay.
because it's not something which we face and which we experience it on a day-to-day basis. And when you even want to give them solace or reach out and all, sometimes you're at a loss of words. Okay, and especially when you see parents losing their children, or children losing their parents, the grief, like what becomes anger. Because sometimes, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are dying also because of, due to negligence, medical negligence, not getting oxygen on time. Okay, now how do they cope up with this grief? Now there is a lot of anger, there is a lot of burning anger within them. They feel that they are let down by the doctors, whereas
Yes.
doctors are doing their best. They are saying, they feel that they're let down by the government or the center or the state. Everyone is doing their best. Now what's lost will never come back to them. Okay, so how do they cope up? Because at the end of the day, I mean, I must address this. Life goes on, right? It's easy. It's easier said than done. That sometimes you bounce back. Okay, you have to bounce back. Okay,
Yeah,
you carry that burden along with you.
yeah,
So I would like to know from you that how. I mean, firstly, how as somebody I can be a shoulder to them. What do I?
yeah.
How do I reach out to them? And secondly, what words would you have? What advice do you have to give to them who have people who are going through this grief? Will probably have to live with this grief, going forward.
Okay, sir, I'll address this in its entirety in my closing comments. But for you, sir, I really appreciate you taking your precious time and coming here and trying to help your friends who are going through this. And as you said, people are feeling let down by the system. People are feeling this frustration and this anger that how can the children be taken away, even not following the cycle of nature where parents usually end up leaving first and then the children, right? Like, and your friends who have lost like both parents. And my father is telling me stories where the couple is dying in the house and there is nobody to, the parents are, their children are abroad, and it's just the horrific nature of what is happening. It's just for you, sir, I just quickly, if you don't have time to come and listen to what happens in the end, what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you this, Rahul. People just want to be heard. People just want to be heard. They don't want anything from you. They just want your attention. So what you have to do is just call them up if they're able to pick up the phone call. If you're able to physically visit them, being safe and everything, you just sit there and accept the silence, even if it is silence, and just be there for them. They might be venting out their anger. They might be, there are no solutions, ready-made solutions you can offer, because that finality of that death has already occurred, right? So just be there for them, literally, physically, and like emotionally also. You don't have to supplement that silence with any kind of words. Just be there. uh, I really appreciate you asking this question, and this is a valid question. A lot of people, I'm sure, are trying to see how we can help. Sometimes you don't really have to say anything to just let them acknowledge that you are being there for them. So I really appreciate your kindness here, and I wish every one of us thought in this way of thinking what we can do for people who are suffering. So I really appreciate that. Um,
No, thank you,
Dhruv,
Rachna. Thank you for these very good words, advice, and all that. I mean, I don't engage in too many talk shows, but this I
yeah,
think was a pertinent topic.
yeah, yeah,
Especially in today's context where everyone, somewhere or the other, I mean, you would know that as well, that people are going through grief in so
yeah,
many ways. So
yeah,
that this is a time where you're right. You're right, absolutely.
yeah.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
keep watching. I'll keep watching the
Thank
show till then. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dhruvji wanted to, I think he wants to speak. Sorry, I was trying to like go forward. But Dhruvji, you're here. So please, yeah, your closing comments, please.
Yeah, the only thing, see, the best way you said, right, application of anger. And again, I'm right up telling this on everyone's face who feels this is religious, but because something has to be explained, there has to be some backing for it. There are two instances of anger. What happens when anger is channelized, and what happens when anger is let down the drain happens, explained in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Arjuna
Yeah,
was having grief. Arjuna was having anger. Arjuna was having every bit of frustration inside him. He channelized it on his bow and made the arrow speak.
yeah,
Ravana was having grief. Ravana was having anger. Ravana was having everything against Ram Lakshman. He kidnapped their wife and went down the drain. The
yeah,
only request what I have to make to people here today is, in the boiling water, you can never see your reflection. When you are in a temporary state of anger or grief, don't take any decision, because anything which comes to you has to go back. Nothing except your base fundamentals, what you believe on, stay with you forever. Anything which comes to you has to go back, will go back, and it is coming to make you stronger.
Thank you,
That's
thank
all I
you,
had to
thank you.
say.
Yeah, it won't break. If it doesn't break you, it will just make you stronger. If it doesn't kill you, it will make you stronger. I mean, sometimes it is very hard to think so positively, but as you said, sir, just channelizing your frustrations and angers in the right direction is extremely critical, because we are all grief stricken and sometimes paralyzed with like these emotions. Like, what should we do, right? But thank you, sir. Thank you for
Nahi,
putting like, yeah,
Rachana ji, see, the
yeah.
biggest thing what happens is the people who are grief stricken, the people who are angry, and the people who are confused, no, these are easy targets. People who come with a propaganda or
So
agenda,
I want
these
to
are
say,
very.
like, I want to come in and I want to say, what kind of targets? And what, sometimes some people like me, I am in the habit of, being on the stage and talking from the stage. And, kind of when I was in school, so we used to have sports and we used to have squads. And, there would be some people who would have loud voices. So, those are the kind of, I would rather say that we are varieties and we are different types of people. And some people have that, like I had a, kind of loud voice, and I used to be, able to address, a crowd kind of a thing. So maybe from there I developed this, a way of speaking, and but being
No,
emotional,
one
that side.
second. No, no, he's not talking to you personally. Just
No, no,
just
he
let him
may
finish.
not be
And
talking to me. Some men things apply to me. So it's not about, it's about everybody to who these things
Arey yaar,
apply. Yeah.
Rekha ji,
Or,
1 second,
uh,
1 second, let me cut
I'll
you in
mute. I'll
between.
mute Rekha ji. I'll mute Rekha ji. 1 second.
The reason why I call you the is because I have immense respect for you, and this was nothing to you. What I
no,
meant by
my
easy
respect is
target.
not going to go anywhere. Let me tell everybody, because whenever it comes to shouting, why is it related to the respect? Is
No, no, no,
Arnav
no, no.
Goswami
See,
not
see.
shouting? Why? From where does the word respect? You understand what is the word respect mean? You know what the word respect mean? I mean, why should the anger should let my respect be down? I mean, why? I mean,
No,
this
no,
is
no,
your
no, no. I get.
thinking. I
No,
mean,
no.
no,
We are
this
not
is the
saying that.
thinking. No, this is, we have made it. This is, we have made it. But you understand, this outrage is the thing जिसकी वजह से आज आंदोलन चला है, और ये हमारा गुस्सा है जिसकी वजह से ये आंदोलन चला है. Let me tell the whole of India. Let me tell this, the loud with voice with which I'm speaking. This is the power. Where is my respect going, bloody? I'm sorry. But this, my respect is my respect. Nobody, this is your perception. Why should this be a perception that loudness is linked with losing your disrespect? For what? I stand respectfully. Nobody is going to question my respect just because I shout. Where is the respect going of the
No, no.
people who
Okay, so
shout?
forget. So even forget that for a
No,
second.
no,
Let's
no.
also see
Can I, can
Rachana
I,
ji,
can I, can I, can
Rachana
I
ji,
intervene?
Rachana
Can
ji,
I
I want to
intervene?
ask you today. You are the life coach. Let me tell you why this word respect comes in the way. I feel very hurt. Am I
ah
not a
let's
respectable woman? A respectable
Can
no
I?
woman who would
No,
not
no,
shout?
sister. Can I
Please,
intervene?
for
let's
God's
If you
listen.
sake,
permit, if you
Yeah, yeah.
permit, can I intervene?
No, no,
can you
Rekha
can
ji,
you
please,
explain
please.
to
You
me,
cannot
Rachana
take.
ji? Can you explain to me why
Rekha ji,
I'm in a
Okay,
Rekha
government?
let's keep
sister,
This
this
is
up.
the people's
Rekha,
perception.
1 second, 1 second.
Rekha
This is
Rekha,
the
sister,
Rekha.
can
people's
I
perception.
intervene? Can I
Why
No,
do
no,
you
intervene?
Srinivas,
bring
you
this
cannot
perception?
intervene. 1 second. Rekha, Rekha. Okay, so let's do this. I will
You guys
just
are
this topic.
prejudiced. You have a certain way of looking at things. No, come on. Come on. Look at Arnav Goswami. He changed the revolution. I'm not following him, by the way. He may be following him. But don't say that I'm following him.
No, no, no.
Whenever
Please,
I will
please,
say,
please. We are
he
not
is my
saying
kind
you.
of person. He may be my kind of person, but people may think while I'm saying this, people may think, अरे इसने उसको देख लिया. अरे मेरे स्कूल में तुम आए थे देखने के लिए मैं कैसी थी. So don't say that, and don't even think that about me. I'm not a copycat of anybody. I'm myself.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
Can I
Okay.
say
secondly,
something?
No. No.
Because I
Please.
have
First
not
of
spoken
all,
for a long
Yeah,
time.
can I speak something? Can I
Rekha ji,
speak
I have to move
something?
you to the back screen.
If
Please. Please let
if
other people
you
talk.
if you
Please. Yeah.
if you
Srinivas ji.
permit,
Yeah.
yeah, Rekasis and you, I strongly support you, Rekasis.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
we are frustrated now. We need an answer now, and
Yes, we need
we
an
want
answer.
to get,
हमारे देश की
yeah.
एक भी लड़की, अरे तुम सारे आदमियों की माँ है,
Hmm,
सबकी माँ है, और सबकी बहनें,
जी
सबकी बीवियां हैं.
जी
तुम
जी
आगे
जी
खाना भी
जी
कैसे
जी
खाते हो चिल्लाए बिना? सब चिल्लाओ,
जी 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 जी
सब
आज
See.
चिल्लाओ.
So
आज
forget.
हमको
See.
चिल्लाना
Listen to
है.
this.
आज हमको ये आवाज लगानी है कि हमको इंसाफ चाहिए. भाई हम बहुत चुप रह चुके,
बहुत
इससे
चुप रह
ज्यादा
चुके.
नहीं रह सकते हम,
हाँ.
No. No.
And
See.
I
Rekha
है
ji.
ना?
want to
Here the
change this
point is.
रेखा
narrative
रेखा
also.
See.
बहन,
Everybody is calling you.
रेखा बहन, मैं आपसे मैं आपके साथ हूँ. मैं
थैंक यू
आपके
वेरी मच.
सवाल पे
थैंक यू
कायम
वेरी
हूँ.
मच. क्यों कोई क्वेश्चन उठाएगा रिस्पेक्ट पर? मुझे बताओ. एक
Okay.
जी,
और चिल्लाता है तो
हमें
औरत
यही,
रिस्पेक्टेबल नहीं है?
हमें
So let me do one thing.
रेखा
चिल्लाने
बहन,
वाली औरत
रेखा
रिस्पेक्टेबल नहीं है?
रेखा
मैं
बहन,
लोगों का दिमाग
रेखा
नहीं
बहन,
खरीदती यहाँ पर.
हाँ रेखा बहन, अगर आज सुशांत सिंह राजपूत जी या फिर कोई भी सेलिब्रिटी है, उनके खिलाफ अगर कोई कुछ नहीं हो सकता, कल को हमारा क्या? हम तो कुछ भी
बिल्कुल.
नहीं है, हम तो
डेफिनेटली.
कुछ भी नहीं है.
या आई मीन टू से
ये पूरे समाज के सामने हम तो कुछ भी नहीं है, हमारा क्या?
हम तो
हमारे
कुछ नहीं.
भाई बहन, हमारे वाइफ, हमारी फैमिली का क्या?
कुछ नहीं.
No. No.
ये मेरा सवाल
No.
है.
No. 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 We
रेखा
cannot.
बहन, मैं आपके साथ खड़ा हूँ.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. थैंक यू
नहीं,
वेरी मच.
थैंक यू की जरूरत नहीं है. बाकी बस आप मेरे साथ खड़ी रहे. ये जो सुशांत सिंह राजपूत जी के
These
साथ हम
sentiments.
खड़े हैं, दिशा
These
सालियन के
sentiments
साथ
are.
खड़े हैं,
These
ये
sentiments
आज
are
की
for
बात नहीं
every
है.
Indian.
ये जो हमारे लाल
आप
बहादुर
लोगों ने
शास्त्री साहब थे, हमारे जो सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी थे, इन लोगों के साथ से शुरू हुआ है ये हम नहीं बर्दाश्त कर सकते.
हाँ क्यों नहीं. आप
यार बताओ, हमारा क्या वजूद है आज?
गांधी जी को बोल दो, गालियां दे दो, जब मर्जी है सुभाष चंद्र जी को गालियां दे दो. भाई गांधी जी, मैं बोलती हूँ सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी ने दिलाई है आजादी और गांधी जी ने भी दिलाई है. हाउ कैन यू डू
जी.
अवे विद समबडीज कंट्रीब्यूशन इन एनीथिंग? मुझे बताइए रचना जी, कोई दूसरा सॉल्यूशन था या चारा था गांधी जी के पास नॉन वायलेंस के अलावा? कोई दूसरा था?
रचना जी, हमें माफ करें. मैं मेरे सिस्टर के साथ भी खड़ा हूँ कि क्या है, ये क्या है? लाल बहादुर शास्त्री साहब का पोस्टमार्टम नहीं हुआ, सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी कब मरे, क्या हुआ, कुछ पता नहीं. क्यों हम लोग ऐसे हैं? Why we are in a dark?
Yes,
Sir,
and
This is our question.
Okay, let me mute both of you, and I'll just tell you one thing. Rekha ji, please, I don't want you to misunderstand what I said about the respect and everything. Let's talk about the anger episode lagake. We'll just talk about respect and anger and all that. All valid emotions, we'll do that. Okay. You're on mute. Yeah, but listen to me. See, I understand. Srinivas ji, I understand your sentiment also that we are doing this for such a long time. We have been going through all these things, and from the Lal Bahadur Shastri ji's time and everything, there is some kind of a cover up, conspiracy, and all these things have been part of the whole thing. And if you see the other places of world where corruption is a very big problem, Rekha ji, you're on mute. Where corruption is a very big problem, we are all going through all those things.
You know, Rachana ji, what I want to say कि अभी जो कुछ भी महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट में किया है उद्धव ठाकरे को, तो वो तो क्या हुआ है? मैं तो मोदी पर हावी हूँ. उद्धव ठाकरे तो है कचरा है. और ये जो अनिल देशमुख और ये जो है ये अपने कौन है, ये शरद पवार, ये तो इनके तो काले चिट्ठे, काला मुंह सबके सामने हो चुका है. ये लोग आरक्षण की बात करके जो अपना जो ये मुंह नहीं दिखा पा रहे अपनी महाराष्ट्र की जनता को, तभी भी वो उन लोगों को अपनी तरफ करने के लिए आरक्षण का मुद्दा उठा रहे हैं। अब आप सोचिए, दे आर लेफ्ट विथ नथिंग, यू नो, to have the backing of their
You cannot
leaders.
assume, Rekha ji, you cannot assume people to have shame. You cannot assume people will get shame. Sharam kuch karo. They will not do
शर्म,
that.
बिल्कुल
Sister,
बिल्कुल
sister,
बिल्कुल। मैं
We are
sister,
बता
beyond
sorry
रही
to
all
हूँ,
this.
intervene here.
these are
Rekha
the
ji
tactics,
or
these are the tactics being
Rekha
played।
ji,
Okay, so
Rekha
let me.
ji and
Yes,
and the host, I
Yeah,
have I have I have a genuine question.
yeah.
We know everything, yeah. We know everything. We have the evidences. Why we are not raising our voice?
Babu, we are raising.
Rekha,
No, sir.
Rekha sister,
yes,
please,
yes,
I
that is
need
the
your
reason, that is the
genuine
reason
opinion.
We
that,
are.
you know,
That is what we are
Here
doing here for the
we
past
have
2 hours.
everything. We know
yes,
everything. Then why we are not raising the voice and why we are not standing against
ये
the things?
ये हत्या ही है जिसकी वजह से इतना टाइम लग रहा है। सुसाइड होता तो 2 मिनट में आ जाता, सीबीआई का 2 मिनट में आ जाता। ये
नहीं
हत्या
अभी
ही है जिसकी वजह से 10 महीने से लेकर
Now
के अभी ये हत्या ही है।
I just
So
want to
this
address
thing
now
has
Ashturji's comment.
started.
there
I
is
just want
nothing
This
to
to
thing,
give
address
this
evidence.
thing,
Ashturji's comment here.
this thing has started from Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri ji. This thing has been started from Subhash Chandra Bose ji. Why
Hmm.
we are not still in a dilemma that he was
Awareness,
died or he was
Srinivas ji,
died in an accident?
we are doing a lot of things. There are, unfortunately, the balance of good versus evil. The evil is always going to exist. We just have to do more positive things to balance that out or win over that. That is
Sister,
the problem
sister,
here.
I'm extremely sorry, sister, to intervene you.
Yeah.
My question is, we know the truths, we know the facts about Sushant Singh Rajput ji, about Disha Salian sister, about uh, 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 Chitra, who was dead in South. I don't want to mention all
वीजे
these,
चित्रा,
But with this
but we know
awareness,
everything. Yeah, we just
but
is
with this awareness,
Chitra.
we
But
are
why we are silent? Why the government is silent? And now they have
everybody
raised
knows the
that
whole
there is
story.
election, there is everything. Election is not a matter. We want justice. That's all.
Okay,
Sisters,
so this
if
is
you
again,
we
see,
agree,
want justice and अच्छा
sir,
हुआ
okay,
बंगाल
again we
आए,
have to tip the
क्योंकि
scales.
हमें नहीं चाहिए बंगाल, हमें चाहिए न्याय। सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के
yes,
केस को
that's
आप
what we are
बंद करके
standing
रखिए
for.
और
We
आप
are
उसको
standing for
और आप आगे
justice.
बढ़ जाओ।
We need
Sir,
justice.
there is a part of
Why
the
government
body,
is
there is a part
just
of the body that is ailing. There is a part of the body that is ailing. It is there is some kind of a problem it is facing, like West Bengal, like Maharashtra, and all these parts of our body, of our nation are in, deep sorrow and sadness. So we are
sister?
doing,
Sister, don't think I'm intervening you or I'm maligning you. It's a question from a general public. I'm a
right. No,
very
I get the
general
point.
person.
I
I'm
got the
general,
point.
very general person, sister.
I want to, no, I got the point, and I also want to address Ashturji's question here. See,
Yep.
sir, we are going, I agree, sir, Ashturji, we are going round and round here, but productivity and positivity. So, first, baseline, all these stages, right, that we have to pass through, we are just collectively bringing all of ourselves to the forefront of the moment and trying to keep pushing, right? So, here we have to, the whole session here is acknowledging and accepting our grief that and our frustration. So that is the first step, and I
Yes.
purposefully I'm just see, if a person is not even ready to acknowledge and accept that there is grief, so this is for us to understand that there is a collective grief here. So, and now we are going to acknowledge and stand on that base and try to see what we can do. There's so many people who are
Okay.
suggesting.
Sis,
Yeah.
sis, can I speak to Dhruv sir? Dhruv
Yes.
sir, can I speak to you, sir?
Yeah.
No, if it is about Srinivasji, if it is about Sridevi ji, this is not the platform we need to speak about it. I'll just give my closing
Okay, sir.
comment
No,
because see,
I will not. I will not speak about Sri Devi ji. Okay.
hmm,
To be
see,
frank,
basically,
I'm not going to speak about Sri Devi ji. I have
hmm,
to speak about some common rights and common knowledge about Indian citizens. As you are I mean, Vakil, I mean, so I need to speak. I need some points from you, sir. Sorry if I'm wrong, sir.
I'll connect to you offline, sir.
Excuse
And
me,
basically,
sorry to bother,
Actually,
but as of
I'm
now,
not
it
on
is not going
any
to be a
social
point. Sorry,
media. Sorry, Sachin sir, please let me complete. I'm not on any social media. I'm a very common man, Dhruv sir. Just I need to ask you something, bus, if you
Okay,
allow me.
quickly ask what is it, and let's see if it is relevant to this or not, and then you can take it offline. Quickly ask, sir, please.
Okay, sister. Dhruv sir, now can I ask Dhruv sir with your
please,
kind permission, sir?
please go ahead, sir.
sir, you are taking
Okay.
a lot of
Dhruv
permission.
sir,
Ask it. If it is relevant, then we could execute that.
Yeah.
Please go
okay.
ahead.
Thank you, Sachin sir. Thank you, Sachin sir. Dhruv sir, we are facing a lot of issues, lot of questions regarding this particular case. I'm not for anything else. I'm for Sushant Singh Rajput ji. And I want to know what is the next step ahead we can take, and what is the next step we can take, a strategy for the next step, sir.
Sir, again, this is an irrelevant question. This is not belonging to today's topic. I'm sorry. I will we will request Varun Kapur to have a show. Varun Kapur ji
Yeah.
to have a show around this. Rachana ji, the only closing comment what I wanted to
Okay.
make was I did not want to take a shot on anyone or anything. See, because today's topic was grief. If anyone felt that my words were personally inclined towards them, let me tell it on record. It was generic and it was not personal to anyone.
It's okay, okay, sir,
And
sir, everybody. Yeah,
No, no,
don't worry about it.
Dhruv ji,
I'll just take
Okay,
one
I'm
minute. Just
leaving.
take
I'm
1 minute.
leaving it. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
मैं सामने
I'm
बोलती हूँ
leaving it.
रचना जी
Just
I also
just
want to tell मैं जो बोलती हूँ
I
मैं
need
सामने
to
बोलती हूँ और मैं
convey
धीरे
one
धीरे
thing.
बोलती हूँ
Sorry, sister. Sorry, sister. I just need to
yeah
convey
so
one
मैंने
thing.
इसीलिए बोला I want to address this thing that why should this be added and why should at any point of time anybody from next time onwards in their lives ever add this word respect to the outrage or whatever the anger is. Why? You should rather
Yes.
respect. Yes, I can tell
Yes.
Rachnaji that I can bring in my, whatever changes. What is my originality, Rachnaji? What is my originality? Would
Yep.
I be what I am?
Yep.
Would I be able to pass on my word with that force? And would it have that impact?
Okay.
And
Yep.
what that asset in me is it going to give to the
Yes.
society if I change
Yeah.
myself
Okay.
today?
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes.
First things first.
And where we are standing. So
Okay.
this is my last
I'm
You
word.
can
telling
keep your
you
own
This
personality
is
and everything,
truthfully.
this
Rekha
is
ji. The only point is, what about your physical health?
Rekha
Forget
sister.
everything you said.
Rekha
Okay.
sister.
Apologies for what I just
Rekha
said.
sister. Just one word, and I leave. Where we are standing. That's all. I
Yeah,
leave now.
yeah, definitely. Now, the thing is that we are still standing, when CBI was appointed to investigate this case, that what went in, and they just did some preliminary investigation and whatsoever they may have done. What is known to us is they just did that recreation of crime scene, which also had different versions to say. People told versions which were different from one another. And this was the point at which they stop and they keep shut. We are waiting. We are waiting for them to open their mouths. We are waiting for our governments We are waiting for the administration. We are waiting to see how much metal our country has. We are waiting कि उनको नोच लें. The moment they open up their mouths to say this is suicide, we are going to watch them. Because you know what, Rachna ji, इतने सारे इसके अंदर जो evidences हैं, वो कूपर हॉस्पिटल के जो हैं चीजें, वो लोग कैसे नकारा कर सकते हैं? How can they say that वो वीडियोग्राफी रात में क्यों हुई थी, उसके लिए स्पेशल परमिशन क्यों नहीं हुई थी, उसके लिए स्पेशल डॉक्टर्स क्यों नहीं थे, और उसकी डिम लाइट में क्यों हुई थी, विसरा क्यों नहीं प्रिवेंट वो किया गया था, प्रिजर्व किया गया था? Why did the visra go, खराब हो गया था? Why did it happen? So what are the answers? I want to answer to each one of them. Why no videography? Why
Can
no
I
dim
speak?
light?
Can
Why
I
is
speak
night?
2 points?
Why no permission from the magistrate? Do they have answers? Unless and until they answer these questions, the CBI, we will not let it go. We will not let it go.
Totally. Okay. So, Rekha ji, okay, so I'm going to mute you and I'm going to just say something. With all due respect, I completely understand where you are. Okay, but I also apologize earlier for whatever I said. If you have misinterpreted it and thought that I was saying that angry women are not taken seriously and your self-respect ka kuch ye ho jayega and all that, please, I did not mean anything like that. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just saying ki emotion, if we see a stand on an emotional baseline, only then we will be able to convey our emotions, I mean our words clearly. That's all I said. But by all means, we can do a separate session on how is Arnab winning when he's like shouting out of shouting at our ears, like, and all that, and how is he winning and all. We'll talk about all that. But just
no, thank you, Rachana ji, thank you so much. I just expressed myself.
Yeah. No, second point is, I'm just trying to say here, Ki, I'm only concerned about your physical well-being. We just have to be together till the last minute. We win this whole thing and you're not allowed to see it. What is the point, right? So that is the whole thing. Let's keep our sanity, our physical health, and our mental well-being until we actually go to the finish line.
What makes you to say keep my sanity? Like, what is wrong with me?
Not I'm not talking about your sanity, my mental sanity also. Mera bhi mental sanity.
Madam, can I interject? Can I interject as a peacemaker between the two sides? Because I'll tell you one thing. No. Let me tell you. Because
peacemaker. He wants to be a peacemaker.
Peacemaker. First of all, I completely support Rekha Madam ji because I appreciate her, because that is the way of channelizing her energy.
Exactly.
I really appreciate that. And let me complete, Rekha Madam ji, let me complete. जब मैंने ये ज्वाइन किया सेशन तो मैंने तभी बोला था you have taken a general topic grief. So when I came to the show, I said make it like grief during either Sushant case or Bengal case, because people are not going to come and talk general things here. People are going to come and talk about the things that are going on.
That is the whole point. No, that is the whole point. What is
nobody is going to come and speak on general things. This is not
I'm aggrieved with this. I'm really aggrieved with this, and these are these are the issues which are making me, so much.
So let's 1 second. Sorry. Let's give Deepak ji a chance.
Sorry.
Yeah. Deepak ji, sorry. You unmute yourself, please.
Yeah. Please.
Thank you.
Namaste to everybody.
Thank you.
And let me give a situatory warning. That whatever I talk, I don't take it personally. Please. That is a situatory warning.
Thank you.
Yeah. And when I'm talking, I don't want any interference, because if you want to justify yourself, let me complete first, Because when somebody is talking in between, then I think he's not listening. He's making up his mind to talk what he wants to talk,
Yeah.
So, first thing is what the grief is actually. Ask a person who hasn't eaten for 3 days. Ask a person who don't have a shelter below his head, So the grief comes in a different pattern, in a different form for every individual. A grief can be for a person like me when my mom was suffering cancer and I had no job. And you have to do a lot of things. That is a grief. At that particular moment in time, I have to be poised and think, how can I come out of it? So no matter what people say, what they do, what the system is doing, can anybody change the system? No, we can't. But yes, we can always have a reformation in the system. But for that, they always say, to be heard, you don't have to be loud. So be loud, I'm not saying, but there's always a reference to context to be loud. And there are certain things, even if you be loud, you take your epiglottis out of your throat. If they have to be heard, they will hear you. If it has to be heard, it won't be heard. But the thing is, you need to keep on knocking again and again. Everybody has got their different way of strength, and everybody has got a different way of power to approach to the grief in their way, in their manner. Everybody has got. If you have got that is that. If that is the biggest issue, I would say, come out locally, help out society people. Where people are in need of certain things. That will give you peace of mind. Because taking
Yeah.
a step ahead is to start with small, small baby steps. If you want to go out globally, how would you channelize that? You have to have a ripple effect. First, try to make the change between your surroundings. How much are we, in general, thinking of others rather than thinking what is going in my mind? I always think what is going in my mind, you know. And it's not wrong, whatever you people are thinking. I agree with that. I do respect for that. But what I mean to say, just step back, one step back, take a deep breath and think how this solution can happen. A lot of people everywhere I see people have got frustration. I just tell them, okay, what is the solution? Do we have solution? We are just loud enough. But being that loud, making that noise, will that solve our problem? Will that let our emotions go away? No, it won't. But how do you channelize your emotions and put it into that form where your frustration becomes your power tool and you kill that aggression, what is outside? Just take a deep breath always whenever you think you are going, do a breathing, calm down yourself and think, what am I going to do?
Mm.
If you are hungry, what are the sources that you would like to fill your stomach? If you are active enough, you have got enough of time, you will cook. If you don't have certain things, you will bring and then you will cook. So everything has got a process. But if you haven't got a time, what you will do is simply go onto the app, order a takeaway, and the food is there. So everybody has to know what kind of urgency are you in? What are you in need of? Do you have that much time? So make this in a general public awareness on the Twitter, on a social media platform. You come and you're talking about Sushant Rajput. I really appreciate. But people, there are a lot of people. They will hear your loud voice and they'll get scared.
Yeah.
They want to hear you. They want to definitely want to hear you. Shout where it is needed. And I'm not telling not to shout. And respect has nothing to do with shouting or keeping your decibels high or your decibels low. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what you're thinking and how you're going to execute that. The comfort zone is within your own self. People say, Aajkal Kalyug aa gaya, Kalyug aa gaya. I said, really? Kalyug and Satyug was there since beginning. The more unrest you are in your mind, you will always be restless. And that is Kalyug. The more content you are within your mind, the more you see, to cook, you are a mother, you are a housewife, you know how your day should start. You know how to take care of your kids. You know they are going to bend down wrong way. But you have to do things from the right side. So you push, you sometimes, they say the Chanakya Niti, Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. समझाओ समझाया नहीं जाएगा तो दाम दो दाम नहीं दो तो दंड दंड नहीं तो भेदभाव करवाओ you know differences to get people to your side. So these are the things their niti are already going around. What do we fit in, that is more important, and to be relevant to the thing. And I think so something that comes out is a grief is it is within yourself. you know if a person gets burnt and he's into a pain, that is his focus point because he's burnt. Somebody has broken his leg. you know so which pain is bigger? Can you classify? No, you can't, because In his way, his pain is bigger for him. In his way, his pain is bigger for you. Do you know the pain is the pain? It hits you. So I'm sorry if I said too much, but I mean to say is you just have to be very progressive, very light-minded. I don't say don't shout, but there is a way to shout and there is a time to shout. Rest is to be heard. आप अपनी बातें सुनाओ किसी को ऐसा कि उसकी वो सोचने पे आमादा हो जाए. You know, sometimes people say, I want to ask this question, I want to ask this question. I always say, I ask question to myself. Then I start looking for answer. The problem, if I don't have a solution, then I will ask you, what is the solution? But if I've got a solution, why should I ask for? So, asking questions is very important. Are you sure that you don't have answers for that? And asking questions on the platform, it is to ask to the system, what you're doing is right. You're not asking Rachana ji, you're not asking anybody else. Indirect way, you're asking the system. But when you're asking the system, there are people who are watching you, that what she is telling is right. So now I take into my board and I will try to change things in my way, into my considerations.
Yeah.
And
All
everybody
that
has
you
got
have
their own
said.
capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, as you said, I am into doing a lot of things. I am making
Mhm.
videos. I am putting them 40, 50, 60, 80 shares of my videos. They are going round the day as if, I don't have my own job to do. Like all this I have been
Mhm.
doing. Don't you think I have been contributing to my friends who are now in trouble in COVID? If I'm not doing that, I am a hollow woman. I'm sitting in a comfortable position here, but I'm helping out those journalists who are taking up these issues. I'm contributing to them. And
Good.
recently I came to know, I
Good.
don't
Indeed,
know
you
if my
should do
money
it.
is going to a waste. I heard about this keto, and I just want somebody to tell me if this keto is right or not. These days they are asking that contribute for the COVID. So somewhere I heard, that keto, there's some Meena Narayanji, she on her show, I didn't go and I didn't have the time, to, cope up with all that information. I just want to. But
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, I don't have time.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all that. I understand, I
Well, fair
completely
enough.
understand what you
I will
said.
say,
Fine. Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I would say
I just
I
don't
the
want to
just
time, yeah,
boast
yeah.
about, but
You're welcome.
about myself. But the thing is that I have to tell. I have to tell that I'm doing. If I hear somebody saying that do something on the ground level, then I must come and say, no, that's not about modesty. I am telling that, yes, I'm truthful down to the core. Please, please. I mean, this is
So
not
make
about
aware
just
other people also that they should do the same thing. And also
yeah,
the thing is
exactly.
when you're doing
It's
a
not.
social,
It's not.
when
It's
you're doing a
not.
social on the, let me complete that. When you're doing something on a
Yes.
social platform, always do, I don't expect, because you know what? You are giving your contribution, your time with your will. So
Fine enough,
expectations, what
but
happens
they
is
should be
it
doing it.
sometimes,
That is
no,
not
no,
their will.
sometimes
It
those
is not their will
expectations
not to
pulls you
give us
down.
justice.
That's
It
what
is
I
not
would
their
say.
will to not
Mhm.
give us justice. It is not their will. It is not. It may be my will to fight, but it is not their will not to give us justice. That they cannot take away from us.
It's
And
not about giving justice. It is the
More than
system forming in
Sushant,
such a
I
way.
have pain for Disha. She was robbed of the dignity. All these women who have been robbed of their dignity. There's nothing worse than that. There's nothing worse than that.
So again, as I
one
said,
one second,
the
Deepak ji. I really
tormentation of
appreciate
So,
your
yeah.
Deepak ji,
perspective.
I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Rachana ji, if you want me to leave, I will leave.
No, no, I
Please.
want you to hang
I'm
out.
so
I don't
sorry.
care.
No, no,
It's
no.
this is how India is feeling, Rekha ji. How you are feeling is how India is feeling. So I cannot just because I remove you from the stream and let you go. It doesn't mean ki you're not going to say what you're going to say.
That is
It
not a
doesn't matter.
solution.
And
Yeah,
Deepak
Yeah,
ji, thank you
no
so much.
problem.
I mean, मैं सबकी बातें सुनती हूँ, ध्रुव जी, मैं आपकी भी बात सुन रही हूँ, सबके, और मैं बोल रही हूँ, ठीक है, आपने सही कहा कि सही पॉइंट पे चिल्लाओ, सही
Hmm.
जगह पे चिल्लाओ, और ताकि ताकि उसका
Exactly.
फायदा हो and doesn't go a waste. Like, I completely
Exactly.
understand. I have been using social media. मुझे तो डर लग रहा है कि किस दिन आकर के ये हमारी सोशल मीडिया पे, जिसमें हम धड़ाधड़ बोलते हैं और सारा का सारा जो एक्चुअल मीडिया इज हियर, इट इज विद इन अस, इट इज द यूट्यूब. अभी उसके ऊपर अगर नॉर्म्स आ जाएंगे, सो ये, और उसको they will bring it under some kind of a censorship and all, it will all be the same.
No,
It
no,
will
no, no,
all
no, no.
go
Okay,
back.
okay, okay, okay. So we cannot. Okay, so Deepak ji, are you done? I just want to allow you to. I mean, I just want to give you a chance to closing comments, and then I just want to address what Rekha ji just said, and also I think Sabi ji and Shilpa SSRian are saying. I just want to address that also. So please, you can finish what you're saying,
No,
Deepak ji.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All I would say is, the greater the expectation, the greater the disappointment. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, keep your expectation low, but keep your motive high.
yeah,
Low expectation, high motivation to do things that you have to do. Keep on knocking again and again and again. Change will happen. The same way I would say is be content and be mindful, because the days which are going on is just about it is over a lot of things. People are unemployed, COVID situation, elder people dying, friends
yeah,
are dying, everybody's, so there's always a bad news. So and I would say the best time is your this time, which is the youngest time. After that, whatever it is going to be old. So live that life daily and be, mindful. Take care of your health. That is more important, because if you are healthy, you will be able to do certain things. Health is wealth, and eat properly, eat mindful, rest, and make sure in whatever geographical area you all are, try to make
thank,
awareness of positivity. That's what I would
thank
say.
you so much, Deepak
And
ji, and
Rachna ji
your
show,
voice.
yeah. And last, yeah, yeah. And the last thing that I would say is, sorry, Rachna ji,
No,
that
no.
your show, this kind of life coach show, I don't think so Rachna ji would mind if anybody even comes abrupt, because our duty is to make sure to give him a right path.
Yeah,
And as Rachana ji said, because cutting anybody, disconnecting or telling him bugger off, that will not solve the problem. The problem will solve when the person's perception will change. So thank you so much, Rachana ji, for giving me time. Thank you, Akshay.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Your voice has just calmed down my adrenaline, and I'm
You're
like
welcome.
just so relaxed. Thank you. Vinita ji, how are you?
I don't know, it's a God gift. That's always things. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Vinita, please, you can speak.
Hi, Rachana. How are you?
Hi. Good. Thank you.
Hey,
Okay, so
I
really, how are you feeling today is the topic.
I am feeling great.
Okay, awesome. Uh,
I
yeah,
am I'm here to really stick to the topic, the question
yeah,
of grief.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
just for the I give my take, my perspective, and it is something that I I come on the platform, and the only reason I do that because otherwise I could give my perspective to other people. I don't have to come on the platform and speak. It's a choice that we all are making, right? Every
yeah,
single one is making a choice every single minute of how we react, what we say, what we don't say, um, and what we think. To the topic of grief, I believe that the feeling of grief is something that everyone at some point or the other in their life has faced, is facing, or will face in the future. It's
yeah,
as normal as breathing air into our lungs and exhaling.
yeah,
To run away from it, or to feel that I shouldn't be feeling this way, I should instead feel some other way,
yeah,
is where the trap happens usually.
exactly.
And This has been something that I personally, went through the various cycles of if there is a textbook around it, where you go into denial, then you go anger, then you go extreme sadness, then you go indifference, and then you go acceptance finally. There are all those different phases that I've personally experienced. And one thing that I've now learned as a life lesson that I consciously try to execute is, whatever I am feeling is okay. Whatever anybody else is feeling is also okay. Rachna wanting to express herself the way she does is absolutely okay. I don't have to judge her for that. I don't have to judge anybody for what they choose to do and how they choose to be. What I do is what choices I have. Now, um, if Arnab's style of yelling bothers me, I switch off the TV. If it's something, it's my choice. I don't have to look, I don't have to tell other people what to do. I just look at myself. So that is my sort of take on that aspect. One thing that I realized is initially when I was not willing to speak about my own feelings, it actually created a problem for myself. So being able to express is something that is it's crucial for the sake of sanity. And so, Rachna, thank you so much for doing these shows, because it ultimately gives people that option of expressing themselves. And those who don't want to come on live and speak, that's all right. But you know what happens, right? When people listen, it resonates at some level, and they might not think about it at that second, but it might come back to them a month later, 6 months later. And if it helps even one person, it's all right. It's job well done then. So in terms of dealing with grief, the only thing I've always said to myself is, nothing is permanent. Happiness is not permanent, sadness is not permanent, grief is not permanent, nothing is permanent. There's only one thing that is true is, life is birth and death, and whatever you do in between is your choice, and then you live with the consequences of those choices. So that's all I had to say. To each
Thank you,
their
Vinita.
own,
This is
no
profound.
judgments.
Yeah, this is very profound, and because your single point takeaway over and over again is like choice is empowering, right? Like you have the choice to do whatever it takes, whatever you have to do to get through the day, get through the event, get through the situation, whatever it is. And if you understand that you have the choice to act in a way that will work in your favor, I think that is very well said, and I really appreciate your insight. Thank you, Vinita. And just want to
I just
say,
saw
yeah,
I just saw the message of Miss Surkor on
yeah,
her how she's feeling today regarding. The only thing I have to say for anybody who is feeling the grief or sadness over the loss of a loved one, I can, if there's this helps you. That's why I say this. As somebody who faces a constant chronic health situation,
yeah, yeah,
if you ask me, I would rather be that person who doesn't have to suffer every day. I would rather be that person. It's not because I'm being morbid in any way, or it's not that I'm trying to be negative. I'm simply saying if there was a choice of, less suffering, I would choose that, of less
yeah.
suffering. But so whoever is grieving the loss of a loved one, think about it this way, that they are actually not suffering anymore. Ask people like us who do suffer on a day-to-day basis. But again, it's my choice how I view that. It's my choice whether I sit there and cry all day long, or should I, just move on, get one foot in front of the other and be ready for the next moment. So it's hopefully it's for those who are grieving the loss of a loved one.
No, thank you, Vinita. And I wish you good health, and please take care of yourself. And thank you for your wisdom here. I really
Thank you.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Amarji, please.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
hello
you.
Rachana ma'am. Hello Rekha ji.
Hi.
I just wanted to come and say that it is absolutely okay to listen to wonderful, powerful women of 21st century. I am so proud of both of you. I really am, and other panelists too. So it's perfectly okay. And as for the grief part is concerned, I just want to say that just come and out and speak. You don't know by your experiences, you might help somebody else too.
Yeah.
But don't keep it to yourself. Just speak out.
Yeah.
And people have to respect that. You cannot say you cannot respect a woman. If she's saying something, she has a valid point. Her own life, her own experiences has taught her a lot of things which you have not experienced. So respect that and just carry on. And thank you, Archana ma'am, and thank you, Rekha ji. It's always wonderful
Thank you. Thank
to
you so much. Yeah. I will just say one point, Rachana ji, that rape does not have any immunity and should not have. And that grief, I will not move away from my mind and my heart. I will never. I will keep it alive. I will keep it burning inside me because rape has no immunity. Rape should not have any immunity. We cannot let go of the pain. We cannot let go of the pain. I will die with this grief, but it will remain within me. And it will be that not a single woman's dignity has to be taken away or has to be challenged in any way. Not a single woman's dignity in this way. In this way, what has been done, rape parties. Just imagine rape parties. Can you expect, Rachana ji, I have any immunity? Should we have any immunity to this? And we move on. Can you ever move on from here? Can you ever move on? I don't have answers. I don't have answers to that. That pain, will it ever go? No. उस आत्मा को कभी शांति मिलेगी? नहीं मिलेगी. Let me tell you. Forget about moving on. Forget about giving away that grief. Forget about letting it go. Forget it. This is what is burning. और ये भूचाल लाएगा मेरा anger. It is going to bring भूचाल in the universe because these are our forces. These are our forces. कहर ढाएगा ये. कहर ढाएगा ये एक आदमी के ऊपर जिसने कभी किसी औरत के साथ ये बुरा किया है उस पर ये कहर ढाएगा. There is no immunity, Rachana. Rachana ji, you tell
No,
me.
so
How can we
no,
move
no,
on from
okay.
here? How can I let the grief be go? How can we let this grief go? How can? And on what basis
Amarji,
do you say? On what basis do you say?
okay, I'll
I'll
explain. Yeah,
I have got a small point. In this,
yeah.
I urge all the men everywhere in the world. If we don't respect women and if we don't treat them well, then we are not men. We have to introspect ourselves too. Are we men or we are not? So it's not about only about women. We have to make sure that we give good education to our boys and treat them that women are equal and they have to be respected from childhood. And there's nothing wrong that if men cry they have become women. That teaching has to go from India. It's an emotion also. So respect women should be, if your father is saying something, your mother, like if something is wrong, you have to raise voice. It has to be there. And you, what bal? So all the men of the country, you are men because we respect women. That's it. Archana ji, have a great
Yeah.
day ahead.
Thank you. Rachana ji, I remember Emma Watson, and I would tell everybody, go and listen to her, the UN speech of 2015. The UN speech of 2050 for every man. Everybody has a right to be strong. Everybody has a right to feel weak. Men as well as women. As long as they accept it that they are so. It has to come out and it has not to be kept hidden. You don't have to feel shy about it, and that's where the whole problem arises. You want to hide it. You want to, the men, they want they want to show it that they are strong even if they are not, because they are not acceptable the way they are. And this, what she had said, that has been the cause of suicides, most suicides in UK, because they feel, the men feel less of the men. They are, so there are not only the women who are suffering, but there are men also suffering. And he said an excellent thing, that everybody, don't say that you're not less of a man if you're crying. No. So we have to come out, be equality in the real sense. It's like, I go on and on and on and on and thinking, where is that center point where I stop? Where is that balance, where it comes down to the equality? Because it has
I'll address that a little bit. Rekha ji. Thank you. See, I want you to be with me. Whenever I say mental health or physical health, I don't mean that there is a problem right now. I'm just saying that we have to protect ourselves from
Sure.
getting, yeah. So please don't misunderstand anything. I
No,
would
no, not
love
at
to
all.
hug you and just squeeze you right now. Okay, so please no. Deepak
Yes,
ji,
yes.
Deepak
Yeah, yeah.
ji, please closing comment, sir. Oh, he's okay. I think he got disconnected. But I'll just wrap this up, Rekha ji. Thank you for your
Yeah,
time
yeah.
and
Thank you so much for the lovely, lovely show and all that we are discussing out and our hearts out and, giving everything to the society. There are so many people to learn, learning so much from our discussions. So thank you so much.
hopefully,
And no ill
thank
will towards anybody.
nobody. Yes, we are all one family, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, grandpa, grandma, everybody to each other. We'll तू मैं करेंगे, but फिर भी वापस आ जाएंगे. No problem. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Rekha ji. Deepak
Thank you.
Okay.
ji.
हाँ जी, चल दें.
Yes, sir. Closing
Deepak
comment,
ji.
आपका?
All I
Yes.
would say is respect of a woman comes from inside within. Inside within, when I say it comes from the family, you know.
Yes.
My father never raised even an eyebrow in front of my mom. Yeah, he never,
Great.
I mean, not even raising the eyebrow, forget. But when my mom was so secure about herself, but she never thought that, okay, what is happening neighborhood is wrong, or why should I bother? She was the lady, like, जैसे पिक्चरों में दिखाते, tie the chunni onto her kamar, and she to pull
Wow.
them people, pull them back and say, you drunk pisshead, how can you dare touch that lady? So she was like a Jhansi ki Rani. Everybody used to call
Wonderful.
her Behan Behan. But not only that, but my father, when he used to see problem, he used to come and tell my mom, oh, we saw this, I saw that. So she was always a fighter, and she's always a fighter.
Yeah.
And what I learned from this is, see, the basic things always comes is even if there is injustice happening in your own house, you have
Yeah.
to raise a voice for it. And not only in
Yes.
your house, you have to also make sure the neighboring is also secure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they are getting scared, please give them a courage that nothing is wrong in them, is wrong in the society because they don't want to see you up. Insecurity. Always tell a man who's hitting a woman, he's insecure.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
not a
Absolutely.
man. So as Rachna ji or anybody said that, crying for a man crying doesn't make him a man less enough. So
Yeah.
the acceptance that, the only difference between a male and a female is the gender.
Yeah.
Rest, we all are human. We all
Same.
have emotions. We have feelings. Yeah. One
Yes.
rib less, more doesn't matter. Nowadays, we are to the equality where we work shoulder to shoulder. There are a lot of women, they work here, and the men, they cook at home. So I think, there's not a difference. I'm a
Yeah.
chef. I love to cook. I don't feel
Mhm.
ashamed, for cooking for anybody.
Yeah.
So that doesn't put
And
me down, but in fact, I love it. It's passion. It gives me passion to do more. So
It
for
was
me,
wonderful
yeah,
listening to your
thank
thoughts.
you.
Yeah.
thank,
Thank you.
thank you,
No,
both
it
of you.
is what we have gone through, what I have gone through, and I make sure that I practice the same thing. And there are
Yeah.
certain things I also don't like Vinita said, if somebody's shouting, I also don't like. Arnab, he does a very good job. But as soon as he starts shouting, I switch off the television. So I only listen to him when I wanted to listen to him. So, and again, it's my choice. I don't say anybody. If you're shouting, I don't like it, I may not listen to you, but I may
Yeah.
say, okay, she's telling me a valid point, but I can't hear her when
Yeah.
she's loud enough.
Yeah.
I would like to hear
That's
her
all.
into
That's
the
all.
peace
That's
of
all
mind.
there
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
nothing
That.
else. And I would
Yeah.
say, thank you so much. And Rachna ji, as we said, see, we are now come at to the moment where I can see the smile on both of your face. So that's what
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to
Yes.
say. So keep that rage.
Peace,
वो आग को जलाए रखना.
acceptance.
Please keep that
Yeah.
fire on.
Yeah.
And make sure
Yeah.
you start working onto the society, and maybe you never know, you can be the ringleader of the people who are traveling, and you can just go, चलो बहनों चलते हैं हम लोग सब चारों को देखते हैं उसको क्या हुआ. You four women can kill one man. So
No. No.
एक
No.
साथ
No. Okay.
चार
Okay.
औरतें
We'll.
कर
No, you
लो.
know what,
I mean
Deepak
to
ji ने
say,
मुझे याद
not
दिलाया.
literally killing,
Deepak,
yeah. I mean to
Deepak
say,
ji, आप सुनेंगे तो आप हैरान रहेंगे. When I go out,
yeah.
and then I make this comment. मैंने कहा मैं 10 की इज्जत साथ में लेके चलती हूँ.
हाँ.
मेरे सामने अगर मैं रास्ते में चल रही हूँ तो मेरे आसपास के 10 लोग सेफ हैं, 10 औरतें
Correct.
सेफ हैं.
True.
मैं ये
That's
बोलती
right.
हूँ. बोले मुझको
Very
तो मत
nice.
बोलना तुम. मेरे
हाँ.
साथ जो 10 औरतें चल रही हैं ना,
हाँ,
वो
उनको
सेफ है.
बोल के देखो. उनको बोल के तो देखो.
उनको बोल के देखो.
So
That is
true.
awesome. Yeah.
That is how
Thank you.
the
Thank.
Josh should be. Yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
thank
time,
you.
everybody's time to
Thank you,
listen to
guys.
me.
Thank
And thank you for allowing me. I
thank you.
appreciate.
Thank you.
And have a
Please,
lovely
Thank,
please.
day, both of
thank you,
you.
Yeah.
Rachana ji.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rika ji.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'll see you guys
Bye.
next week. Thank you.
Take care. All right. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll just look at the comments now for a little bit and then do. So, Saviji, and I believe I wanted to address also, I think Shilpa Assessarian. Uh, please, I think Shilpa Assessarian was saying earlier that she doesn't have faith in the government and we are going to take care of ourselves now. Nobody is going to take care of us. Please don't lose faith in the system. We have put it. It is us who put them there, and we are going to make them accountable. We are going to make them accountable. Shilpaji, please don't lose faith in humanity and in the system. We are the ones who elected them. We are going to make them accountable. And Saviji, please, the roads are waiting, yes, but we cannot get there yet. To protest, there is a time and place. We will definitely do that. But please take care of yourself. I have great respect for you, Saviji. You have personally going through a lot of your own upheavals. So please take care of yourself. I want to address Sur Kaurji. I really apologize for your loss, but please, as I was just telling Priyanka, who was here earlier, she grieves her grandfather and her loss every day. If you can reframe this a little bit and try to, think of like anytime you have any sad like moments, if you can plug those memories of him by keeping those memories alive in your heart and in your mind, you know I think you will feel better. I mean, words won't completely cut it. Sorry, Elliot Wave Trader Ji, I think you're giving great uh, gyan using Hindi in English, and I'm not able to read them quickly enough. But I see that a lot of people are appreciating that. I think yeah, systems. Kavita Singh ji, yes, and Girja ji says, so long when tough to change, we have to turn up into tennis, close Australia. Yes, 100%. Yes, exactly. We have to channelize all this frustration and our anger into something positive. Thank you. Okay, Korji, thank you. Okay, Amarji, thank you, sir. I really appreciate your time and you waiting here. Um, yes, absolutely. And it is a mindset management game, right? We are all playing that game of like trying to show that our mind can take us anywhere it wants it to go, but we have to show who the boss is. So that is the whole point about grief management also. I just want to conclude saying this. Thank you for everyone who is watching right now, who you could again be anywhere in the world doing whatever you want with your time and your attention, but you are here. I really appreciate that, and I take this very seriously, my job. And here the reason why we have to talk about grief, and you know the whole point of acknowledging and accepting our grief is because if we don't understand that this is grief, this is the frustration that we are going through, how the brain does, based on its wiring, is it keeps us in the primitive mode, it keeps us in the freeze, flight and fight mode. So it is going to only help us do base level things. It doesn't help us elevate in our potential. um, to all these, we are talking about all these atrocities being committed, but addressing the symptom, what is happening on the ground, who are these people, who are this youth who are giving maybe though 2 meals a day or some money to go instigate violence or commit these horrific atrocities. What is happening on the ground? Who are these people who are willing to do all these painful, horrific acts? We have to address the symptom, not, excuse me, we have to address the root cause, not the symptom. The symptom is all these things that are happening, but why are these happening? Why are these happening? We have to create awareness, education, and we have to empower ourselves to understand that there is these anti national forces that want us to continue to suffer. Are they feeding, are they pumping money to the system? What are they doing to instigate all the youth to keep doing this? So please think of the root causes and try to address those. Okay, so how we process grief again. Those of you who have lost loved ones, who are not doing so well, please, this message is for you. And also those of you who have lost a relationship, who are not who have lost, who are facing rejection because of the color of your skin, or because of your religion or anything. Anybody who is feeling the loss of love, this is for you. Please, let acknowledge it and accept it, and see it move through you. And there will be a point where you will come into peace, where you will come into joy, that yes, at least I had those time and those memories with that loved person. Let me celebrate his memory or her memory. It is very difficult to say, but please think of what good can come out of this loss. What good can come out of this loss? There is no closure that is possible. It is impossible to close it forever. But this is where self compassion comes into progress. We have comes into picture. You have to embrace that forgiveness. We have survivor's guilt. We have this regret. Should I have done something? I know so many of my very, very good dear friends who have lost their mothers and fathers suddenly, unexpectedly, and they continue to live each and every day with that regret of should I have done anything better. But this is that commitment that I want you to take, that with this precious life that you still continue to have, what can you do? There's so many people who came here who told all these brilliant ideas and all these actions that they are taking in spite of the grief, in spite of the suddenness and the violent nature of all these things that are, all those pictures on social media are so difficult to fathom. We can be paralyzed and we can just stay in our fear and our anger. But we need to engage. We need to keep moving. In our collective grief, we have to find our new normal. We I'll tell you something. For those of you who have lost anybody, your loved ones would want you to take care of yourself and move on. Your loved ones would want you to take care of yourself and protect yourself. So please, please, please convert all this anger, frustration, disappointment into action. What can you do today? What can you do today to help us alleviate our collective grief? Thank you. Thank you so much for everybody. I'll just check the comments and then call it a day. Yes, absolutely. You can give, you can donate, you can give your time, you can give your attention. And there was this gentleman who came and asked, what can I do? Sometimes you just have to give that attention to that other person, to just make him or her feel loved, as if they matter, because they've lost their parents, they've lost their children. It is they might feel that the road ahead of them is hopeless and helpless. Why do suicides happen? People just don't see the next step. They cannot see anything in front of them that matters. So please, if there is anybody who is suffering, please, by helping other people who are suffering, you can help them too. Thank you, Umaji. I appreciate that. So Britain's 3 W's. Okay. Look at this. Girjaji is saying oath ceremony is completed. People are moving on. Can you believe it? Again, this can rile us up. But yes, what will we do? Who are these people who are getting instigated to commit violence? Like, let us look at the root causes. Let us continue to act in a positive direction. Stable mind, love, warmth, appreciation, gratitude, curiosity, excitement, passion. It's so much to do with this precious one life. Please. Yes, Deepak ji is a national treasure. He is in UK, but he is a treasure. Thank you, Girija ji, for your time here. Thank you, Shabna ji. Thank you. I appreciate every one of you for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Bye, guys. Until next week. Take care of yourself. Thank you.